Live from the Ingle studio.
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
The Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dog see! Let him on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh my God. The Jets killed him.
It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Sportsocracy, heard everywhere you go on the iHeartRadio app, seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel. Join us in the chat for
Overreaction Monday.
Oh, he's so sad.
Yeah, I don't care.
The
I
whole
don't care.
football world is just so sad. We got the Chiefs again, and we didn't want to see it.
I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I think a lot of people are tired of it. I'm tired of you getting every damn call. Every single call goes your way. And I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm tired of hiding it. I'm tired of acting like it doesn't happen. I'm tired of, it's just in your head. No, it's not. Last night I watched a catch that if you spent the rest of your life explaining to me how that was a catch, you'd never do it in a way that I didn't go, you are a moron. Not one time. In 35 years of being around the sport of football, I've never seen a catch like that.
Mm-hmm. I did not know that all you had to do was just kind of have a hand on the ball.
Just passively, and it can lay on the field, and that's all of it's fine. That doesn't matter. Right? We can also run a play, and we're going to let your coach challenge it, and we're not going to do squat with it. We're just going to look at it and go, nope, we're good. Also saw the Buffalo Bills convert 2 first downs and not register a first down.
Nope.
That's a new one. Saw 2 officials spot a ball 1.5 yards away from each other. And the one that had it as the first down just went, nope, he's right. You know what? I'm an idiot. I forgot. I forgot that when in doubt, it's short.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm tired of it.
When in doubt, the call goes to the champion.
I'm also tired of Dalton Kincaid. Yep, buddy, you should close Twitter today. Because yikes. Yikes.
He almost had it.
Like I don't understand how he didn't have it.
Like the dollar at the end of a fishing line. He almost had it.
I don't understand how he didn't have it. I also don't understand how Kansas City looked at him and went, we're just not going to cover him. Most important play of the game. Nope. Let him go. We're not worried about him. I don't know that I've ever seen a coverage that blown on a play that big, and it didn't hurt you in any way.
Mm-hmm. So Andy Reid knows. He just knows all. He knows things like this.
That was Steve Spagnuolo, not Andy Reid. I think that's what drives me crazy about this. And look, I'm going to level. I'll go full fait accompli. You want to call me a hater? That's fine. Yes, I hate Nick Sirianni. I hate him with every fiber of my being, and I'm going to be honest with you, I fully plan on telling him that. Whether it's at the Combine or at the Super Bowl, I don't know, and I don't really care. I cannot stand your stupid face, and it makes me angry. It makes me angry that you do literally everything in your power that for 50 years has not been successful in the NFL, and somehow you keep winning. I also hate the touche poosh. Yeah, we're going to talk about that later. That bad boy jumped the shark for realsies yesterday. Never heard an official say, if you keep doing this, we're just going to give them a touchdown. So that was new. It's one thing about the NFL. You ever just feel like they make the rules up? Like, we're tired of them jumping off sides, so touchdown Eagles.
Yep. So it's just all madness. It's all madness, and nobody cares about the Super Bowl.
Oh, now I'm glad you said that way.
Yep.
Because now is the time that I go the opposite way and go, for all of you telling me you're not going to watch this Super Bowl, I'll believe it when I see it.
No doubt.
Do you know how many Super Bowls in history have ever done below a 61 chair?
Oh, I'd say it's probably maybe one.
It's
two.
0.
None of them.
Do you know what last year did? Oh, we're so tired of the Chiefs. Oh, the Chiefs are awful. It was an 81 share. It was the most watched Super Bowl ever.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? This one will be too. Oh, you hate it. Oh, it's awful. Oh, I'm not doing it.
I think there's a good possibility that it may not be the most watched Super Bowl of all time, because I think some people will. I honestly do believe there will be some people who just go, you know what, I'm not even doing it anymore.
Oh, I'm sure there will be. And we will miss Bob. You know, Bob will.
100%.
Bob's a great viewer of the Super Bowl, and we will miss him desperately. And I don't even have a Bob in mind when I'm saying that. It's just that one guy.
Mm-hmm. That one guy what?
That one guy won't be around. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, shucksy doodles. 120.25 million people, average viewers in last year's Super Bowl. 120 million last year. And guess what? It's gone up practically every year.
Yes.
We had a little blip around COVID. You know, the COVID times, that wasn't good. We didn't enjoy any of that. And then the last 2 years, oh, no, I'm back. Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. And that's exactly what's going to happen this year.
Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles is the matchup that nobody wanted in the Super Bowl on February 9th. We got a super chat to get here to hear.
This is my last live show of the week, and I think Tank forgot how to speak English words.
I did. This one's from Colin. He says, how about them Chiefs? I've been saying for 3 weeks now, stop betting against them. Much love, guys. He's not wrong. When are we going to learn? Just don't bet against the Chiefs. Somehow, some way, they're going to find a way to win.
Look, Pat Mahomes is special. That is the weirdest. And I'll be honest with you, I knew it on the first drive. Pat Mahomes hasn't looked like that all year long. Not one time. Not one drive. Most important game of the season is the best version of Pat Mahomes that I've seen all year. Might be the best I've ever seen, period.
Yep.
Buffalo, I have 2 really big questions. Philly Cheesesteak said it's time to acknowledge that Sirianni's coached well from about week 5 or 6 onward. Don't ever put McDermott above him. Okay, so I'm gonna divide that into 2 segments. The first segment, which I disagree with vehemently, that Nick Sirianni has done anything right here. Vic Fangio's done a lot right, because you should look at that defense and go, thank you. Please, sir, can I have some more? I give Nick Sirianni no credit, and may God have mercy on his soul, because I do think they're going to get mushed by the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. The second part of that, Sean McDermott, I'll agree with you vehemently. I'm not going to lie to you. I've never really bought into Sean McDermott. He's one of those guys that he's just always kind of here, but then he gets outcoached in every single one of these games. And at some point, that has to not be enough. I just don't know who you would replace him with. And Saints fans, you need to hire Mike McCarthy right now, because Joe Brady went down about 58 pegs for me yesterday.
And why was that?
Because apparently he thinks that Ty Johnson and James Cook are the same guy, and that bothers me a lot. Because I'm not sure I couldn't have looked at a Pomeranian about a quarter into that game and gone, hey, there's 2 different running backs. Do you see a difference in them? And he would have gone, brr. One good, one not good. Why is the other one playing so much?
I'm glad I'm not the
I think James Cook was sitting on the sideline going, are you screwing with me right now?
Right, like, am I getting punked?
I have 132 yards on 13 touches. And you're playing a guy the New York Jets cut over me. Come again for Judge Fudge? Because that doesn't make not nary a lick of sense. But you want to know the specialness of the Kansas City Chiefs? That's it. They don't ever make decisions like that. I don't ever walk away from a Kansas City Chiefs game going, what the hell was that? What exactly were you thinking right there? And I don't claim to be a football savant, but I've got a pretty good lineage here of showing I got a pretty good idea what I'm talking about. Joe Brady beat you himself. Your little imitation touche-pooche, you didn't have to do any of that. It's almost like you made a bet with yourself that I can get Josh Allen in the end zone this way. In spite of the fact they know exactly where I'm going because he goes the same direction behind the same player every single time. And the fact they were lining Chris Jones up right over that guard should probably have told you, I think Steve Spagnuolo's seen this a time or two. I think he knows what you're going to do. That fourth down spot that everybody wants to lose their mind about, you do realize if you had just turned around and handed it to James Cook, he did not have a negative rush in this entire game.
Yep.
Not one time did you stop him behind the line of scrimmage. It's easy. I mean, I know everybody makes fun of me for saying this. This game's not hard. It's what appealed to me about it when I was 8 years old. This is real simple. There are two 10-yard deep painted sides, end zones at the end of this, and my objective is to get there by any means necessary. Then why are you not doing that? Josh Allen doesn't use his legs until the fourth quarter outside of the ridiculous. Theirs isn't even a tush push. It's just a quarterback sneak where you stack everybody up. By the way, I have the rule to fix that. I'll give it to you later in the show.
Okay.
And the sad thing is, it's been a rule for a lot of years, and you unwound it for some ungodly, unknown reason.
Mm-hmm. But who gets the blame? Is it all on Joe Brady?
Oh, my blame with the Bills is squarely on their coaching staff. I get that you wanted to play man. The minute Christian Benford went out, that plan should have gone otherwise. Mm-hmm. Because Pat Mahomes, literally, if you watched him, he was looking for 5. He was coming to the line of scrimmage going, where is 5? And threw at him over and over and over and over again. You would have been better off to just not put a corner over there, as opposed to having Kyer Elam, who's playing 15 yards off the receiver. I'll never figure out how guys stay in this league when you trust them that little. Oh, he was a first-round pick. Yeah, he's bad. I mean, I'm not saying he's Tank Spencer bad, but NFL, he is. In terms of NFL corners, how did you write him a check this week and go, yep, that's yours. Good work, Kyer. Do that. Do more of that. See you next year. Have a great summer.
It's not even worth being a second string or third string.
If you have to play 15 yards off a receiver to have even a remote chance of them not just blowing your doors off over the top, you're not an NFL corner. And what I really loved was in the second half, he figured out, all of their receivers are little tiny guys, so I can come up and press them, and our pass rush is good enough to get home. Yet, why did it take you a half to figure that out? Mm-hmm. Because Xavier Worthy, I think if you doubled him, he still wouldn't equal me, size-wise. So playing off of him 15 yards is doing you what exactly? Playing single high safety that they picked on this entire game is doing what exactly?
Mm-hmm. Once again, we got the Kansas City Chiefs coming out victorious in the AFC Championship game. They will face off for the second time in 3 years against the Philadelphia Eagles for the Super Bowl. Let's get another super chat in here.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
This one from Red Sea. He says, I vote for Malaysia Airlines to take over a KC's team flag. That's not nice. We shouldn't do that.
That plane just disappeared.
That was not
Hey, look,
nice.
I'm going to be honest with you. People on social media today, if you're offended easily, you should stay away. I've seen people rooting for meteor strikes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just awful stuff. I haven't said any of that. I have just equated this very simply to I have not been this excited about a sequel since Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. That's about where I'm at with this.
Oh man.
And I'm not gonna lie to you. I would rather watch Kevin James big old keister on a Segway for another 97 minutes as opposed to watching this game.
Wow. That's brutal. That is just awful. Because I can't disagree with you more because is it not worth it? Is there not intrigue to you to see them win the third time in a row? The fact that nobody's ever done it before. No? The fact that Saquon Barkley could get a Super Bowl ring, you're not interested.
Don't care.
Just don't
Here's
care.
the thing. And I'm going to explain this very deliberately. I love Andy Reid. I think Andy Reid is the definition of what you want an NFL coach to be. Mm-hmm. The fact he's beating all the Bills' records, good. The best way I can equate this, I dealt with the evil empire for 20 years. Okay? In the last 10 years, we've had 4 teams make the Super Bowl from the AFC. 4. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 4 in 10 years. And it isn't much better if you go back like 20. I'm tired of seeing the same thing over and over again. And you can say it's jealousy, and you're probably right. That I look at my team and go, my team will never be that. I'm looking at it from a fan perspective of it is hard for me to look at 2 teams that neither one really does things that Philadelphia makes no sense to me. None. I've watched this league for 35 years. That team doesn't make any sense.
Why?
Because your quarterback's mediocre at best and your coach is a moron. And every single week he does things that I go, that is a decision that loses you games in the NFL. And it never happens. Mm-hmm. It never happens. It's like watching the rich kid that's an absolute moron and just constantly does things that should end his life, and he doesn't. You start looking at him going, I hope one of these times it makes you real sick. Like, I hope you do that Clorox bleach meth bomb and it makes you super sick. I don't want you to die. I just want you to understand that you can't keep living like this without consequences. Mm-hmm. And people might get angry at what I just said. As a football purist, which is exactly what I am, the Philadelphia Eagles are the definition of a team that should not be where they are. And great, you're here, and I'm happy for your fans. There are some great Philadelphia Eagle fans that watch this show. I'm very happy for you. Jalen Hurts is not a top 10 quarterback in this league. Not even close. Mm-hmm. To me, he's barely in the top 20. But it still works.
When you can run the ball like that, yeah, I don't need my quarterback to be great. And
Baltimore runs the ball like that. Never works for them. You know why? Because they come up against Pat Mahomes. Philadelphia doesn't, because I'll be honest with you, we waffled on the NFC, and the NFC is so much better than we thought it was. No, it's not. No, it's not. I mean, if the playoffs taught us anything, no, it's not. Because the juggernaut you thought was the Detroit Lions. Mm-hmm. How'd that work out? And Philly cheesesteak's got a good point. The offense is idiot-proof. Yeah, that's probably the best way I've heard that put yet.
Yes.
That's still hard for me to look at great coaches that have never gotten here, and meathead Nick Sirianni's here for the second time. Do you understand how that's hard for me?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm the guy that literally says this whole league is determined on quarterbacks and coaches. You have one coach that I am genuinely telling you, I can't emphasize this enough. I've never met a person that doesn't look that's been around the NFL for a long time that doesn't look at him and go, good God, I wish he would go away. Mm-hmm. Because he's smug and arrogant, and he's not a head coach. I genuinely think this is how the people that hate Donald Trump, I think this is how you feel about him. You're just not presidential.
Yes.
And even if you do things that I agree with, I can't agree with it because you're not a president. Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't.
You found it.
I found the comp. Nick Sirianni is that comp. I go back to Don Shula and go, what are the similarities between Don Shula and Nick Sirianni? Well, they're both men, I think. They were both head coaches. Hey, it's 2025. You can't assume that. I mean, that's end of message. There are no other similarities.
Well, I mean, they are both head coaches in the NFL, or were.
Yeah, but one of them should be and the other one shouldn't. And one of them has arguably, in a 4-year window, been more successful than the other one. And it is not going the way that it should go.
Yeah. He kind of bucks every trend. I get it. You hate it. You just absolutely hate it. We're tired of Nick Sirianni. We're tired of seeing the Chiefs win all the time. It's the most conflicted, I think, anybody that a fan base as a whole has ever been about a Super Bowl immediately following the championship games. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
If you love designer
Clear.
and you love clearance, then you're going to love this. Macy's is having a huge designer clearance event right now with incredible new designer markdowns on cold weather styles from BCBG, Hugo Boss, Michael Kors, and more. How big are the markdowns? How about Coach boots for $200 or less? So if you're looking for the things you love all in one place, come in and shop the designer clearance event at Macy's today. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
This is Super Bowl 59. Get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 59. Scoring touchdowns is key to hoisting the Lombardi Trophy, and you can score big by betting on them at DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score 6. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your first pick. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code WPEK. That's code WPEK for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
NC Department of Adult Correction is hiring correctional officers statewide. Benefits include a $10,000 sign-on bonus, paid vacation, and health insurance. That's right, a $10,000 sign-on bonus, paid vacation, and health insurance. Explore a career in criminal justice and learn what it actually involves. Looking for dedicated people with integrity and compassion who are interested in a stable and rewarding career. Visit dac.nc.gov/cojobs. dac.nc.gov/cojobs.
Welcome to the Ingalls Table, a delicious destination with recipes galore. Need to whip up a dessert, entree, side dish? No problem. The experts from the Ingalls Table take you through it step by step with expert tips and advice along the way. Find the Ingalls Table at ingalls-markets.com or swing by the store and pick up your free copy of the Ingalls Table magazine. And let's get cooking. Ingalls, low prices, love the savings.
Mountain Graphics and Showtime Sports have teamed up under a new local owner to serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Mountain Graphics and Showtime Sports can customize whatever you, your team, or your local group may need with high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Visit mtngraphicsavl.com or showtimesportsavl.com. That's mtngraphicsavl.com or showtimesportsavl.com for your local one-stop custom apparel shops.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers? We love teachers so much, we're giving back 25% of our commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
The Sportsocracy.
These guys are a f***ing disgrace.
It is ESPN Asheville. This is the Sportsocracy. We are live on an Overreaction Monday, and everybody is everybody's got their overreactions today, and it seems that all of the overreactions are, God, why are we doing this again? Why do we end up having the same teams over and over and over again? We got another super chat from Red Sea.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
He says the things I'd rather do than watch the next Super Bowl. 1, watch paint dry. 2, willingly have Steve Keim as my GM again. Of course, he's an Arizona Cardinals fan. 3, shovel snow using only a teaspoon. 4, watch baseball. 5, insert virtually anything else into this slot. It's a lot of harsh words.
I disagree with nothing he just said.
So now have we gone to, well, Philadelphia is not that good and Washington was that bad? Is that where
no,
we're at?
Look, all right. So Philly Cheesesteak in our YouTube chat said that I was speaking all emotion and no fact. You're 100% right, and I did that on purpose because I said what every fan is saying right now, and if you don't believe me, go over to our social medias. It's been making my phone have an infarction since roughly 7:45 last night.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me say this. Here's what's bothering me from a factual standpoint. Fact or fiction, Super Bowls is what we base everything with quarterbacks on.
Fact.
Okay. Is Jalen Hurts a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson?
No.
No, but he's been to 2 Super Bowls, so there will be people that defend that, especially if he wins one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like Eli Manning's getting ready to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He did not have a first ballot career.
Correct.
He had 2 great runs in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Josh Allen. Is Jalen Hurts a better quarterback than Josh Allen?
No.
No. You know what they keep running into? Joe Burrow. I can do the same thing with him. You know what they keep running into? Pat Mahomes. Do you know what Jalen Hurts has run into in the playoffs? I don't know if you've ever taken a look at this. He's won 5 playoff games. Name me the best quarterback he's ever beaten.
Oh, good Lord. Down Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford in a snowstorm. He beat a rookie in Jaden Daniels, who was very good. Mm-hmm. The problem yesterday for Washington was the defense. It was not Jaden Daniels. Mm-hmm. He beat Matthew Stafford, Jordan Love, Josh Johnson, 3 snaps of Brock Purdy, and Daniel Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see the difference in those 2 things? Josh Allen's been Superman in the playoffs. Superman. Literally, you couldn't hardly play any better. Meanwhile, Jalen Hurts is going 16 to 24, 15 to 25, 13 to 21, 15 to 20. 128 yards, 131 yards, 121, 154. Mm-hmm. And there will be people that historically look at him as better than Josh Allen. Those people are morons.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how we look at things like this. You don't look at the path. You don't look at the fact that what's so impressive about Pat Mahomes and Tom Brady is who they went through. Tom Brady had to go through Peyton Manning and Phillip Rivers every single year.
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't the only 2. They were just the first 2 that came to my head. Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
He had to do that every single year. Jalen Hurts is going through the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? This roster is really good. 2 to 53, I said this in the chat, might be the best roster I've ever seen. It bothers me that we're going to look at these 2 in a light that they don't deserve. It is idiot-proof. It's run the ball, and it's a beautiful construct from Howie Roseman. I don't begrudge any of that. I begrudge how it will be remembered. I begrudge people looking at Josh Allen like he's a loser when he roped a pass off his back foot with 2 blitzers in his face that I'm not even sure he knew there was a receiver there. He just knew there was a blown coverage and Dalton's out there somewhere. And today you're going to call Josh Allen a loser and Jalen Hurts a winner.
Mm-hmm.
That's what bothers me. From a personal standpoint, I have no interest in watching this game because I don't think it's an interesting game. I think you're going to have a Philadelphia offense that cannot throw the ball consistently against teams that can stop them running it. Don't believe me? Go check the game logs.
Mm-hmm.
Not hard to figure out. Tampa Bay smoked you like a deli meat. You know why? Because Vita Vea makes it really hard to run. Kansas City, you might be able to run on them. Buffalo could. They went away from it. You also have to stop Pat. Pat's special. Pat is I will say something now that it sounds a little untoward, but I believe it. Pat Mahomes is better than Tom Brady ever was. At this point, if he keeps doing this, he's the best quarterback that ever lived.
No doubt.
And I'm not sure he has to do anything more than win 2 weeks from yesterday. Oh, but Tom had 7. Mm-hmm. He did.
Yep.
He didn't have 4 at 29 years old like Pat's going to.
No, he did not.
He went 10 years without winning one. You see Pat doing that? Because I don't. That's where the emotion's coming from, because we're all looking around at our teams going, we have no path.
Mm-hmm.
Do me a favor. Check the profiles of all the people commenting on our social media. You know what you see a lot of? Miami Dolphin fans. New York Jet fans. Cincinnati Bengal fans. Those are just the ones I remember off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're looking at Pat Mahomes going, we have to cross Kilimanjaro. Meanwhile, Jalen Hurts has to get up over that hill right there. And I'm not going to lie to you, it duped me all year. They beat up on each other, and I thought, oh, the NFC is so much better than we thought it was. No, it's not. The Vikings were an absolute paper tiger. You beat up on NFC teams. Congratulations. You played a weak schedule, and Sam Darnold, I still think, is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I do see the irony that I beat the drum for Sam, and now I'm falling off the bandwagon when he had his best year. Yes, I do see the irony of that. I see how that's maddeningly inconsistent.
And after he hasn't played at all.
Those last 2 weeks really – that wore on me. It's just the more you break down that film, the more you go.
It's just eating you alive.
No, it's just the more you look at it, the more it was, okay, you had a team that out-schemed you. The Rams out-schemed you.
Yep. Patrick Mahomes is the mountaintop. Right, he's the same thing that Tom Brady was, only sooner. And that's where I feel like a lot of the jealousy comes in. Because I do feel like that's what it's based on. How is this guy continuing to win? He's too young to win this much. And then you add in all of the calls, you add in all of the controversies. You add in all of those things. Every great business needs a villain, right? Every great storyline needs a villain. Patrick Mahomes is now the villain. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Still thinking milder air will continue to push in and will be around 60 degrees as we look ahead toward the midweek forecast. Out of showers from earlier done as we get into the afternoon. Mainly cloudy. Maybe some sunshine as we get through mid-afternoon. 45. Tonight clearing down to about 28. And tomorrow we'll have sunshine with a gusty breeze and we'll shoot up close to 50. It's about normal. And then even milder Wednesday, sunny near 60. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Apple Tree Superstore.
It's time for special leases at Apple Tree Automotive Superstore. Check out their Hondas, like the 2024 Prologue All-Wheel Drive EX, or the 25 Ridgeline RTL, and the 2025 Civic LX. Apple Tree Automotive Superstore, just off I-26 Airport Road, Asheville, and online at appletreesuperstore.com.
When the wildfires struck Los Angeles,
severe fire weather conditions.
First responders from near and far came to the rescue.
All fire departments and all law enforcement will be prepared.
Now, the music community has joined together to help at Fire Aid, a historic fundraising concert for the recovery of Los Angeles. Thursday night, starting at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern. Live on the free iHeartRadio app's Hit Nation station.
And give what you can now at fireaidla.org.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture. Now Taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
If you or a loved one have been a victim of crime, The North Carolina Department of Public Safety Office of Victim Compensation Services provides programs to help you find peace of mind. We're here to help you apply for benefits that you may qualify for to recover from hardships such as lost wages and medical expenses. To learn more, visit ncdps.gov/4victims. That's ncdps.gov/4 VICTIMS.
Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of these favorite items for just $7. Choose from their spicy or classic chicken sandwich, Dave's single, or 10-piece nugs. 2 fave items for $7? Gotta be Wendy's. Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Terms apply.
It's time to discover the convenience and time savings of contact-free pickup with Ingles Curbside. Just visit shop.ingles-markets.com or download the app. And your Ingles personal shopper gets to work with specialized training on how to select the freshest items for a pre-scheduled pickup. They'll even text you with updates. You pull up to a designated space and your personal shopper delivers
What's your
items
outside
right
story?
to your vehicle. Fresh, fast, and affordable. It's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. I would like.
That's about that kid turning down the Pirates offer for the Paul Skeens card.
Mine's about a kid too.
And begin the cleanup efforts.
Well
Chris, who led a fleet of Ford commercial vehicles throughout the night, delivering supplies with emergency services to all corners of the county and first responders. Nominate your community hero at parkscommunityheroes.com. That's parkscommunityheroes.com. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
It is ESPN Asheville, the Sportsocracy. I am Tank Spencer live in the Ingles studio. Mullet coming to us live from the NFLDraft.net Mullet Manor.
It'll be the last time I see the Mullet Manor for a long time.
It will be. He's heading off to go down to the Senior Bowl after the show tonight, or after the show today. He'll be leaving to drive tonight to go down to Mobile, Alabama.
Tomorrow's going to be a long day because I'm driving through the night.
We'll have Senior Bowl coverage with Flostradamus each and every day that he is gone here on ESPN Asheville. Chris Womack, the news director, or excuse me, I do that all the time, the sports director, over at News 13, WLOS, will be filling in on Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. So look forward to seeing him tomorrow. But anyway, Jeremy, big card collector as a kid, were you?
I did it, but I was never big into it. I have a lot of cards. I have some that are worth some money that I probably at some point should go through. But
probably
not super into it now.
My kids started to get into cards for some reason over the last few months, and so they've been going through all of my old cards. They're just sitting in a box, going through them, and it's a good learning experience for them. They're not great big sports fans, so they see a cool card that they like. I can teach them about the game, teach them about the player that they pulled out or whatever. We did stumble upon a Mike Trout rookie card yesterday, or not yesterday, but a few days ago, which is, that was nice. If I ever tried to decide to sell that might be a chunk of change. But never, ever, ever have I, or I bet anyone that we know, ever pulled a card as rare as the Paul Skeens 1-of-1 rookie patch card. I'm sure you've probably seen this going around social media. It's been a big deal. This 11-year-old kid pulls the 1-of-1 debut patch card. It's the MLB debut patch off of Paul Skeens' uniform. He signs the card, and they only make one. Paul Skeens is the next big pitcher in Major League Baseball. And this card is basically priceless. So the Pirates, it all came out that this kid got the card, and the Pirates made an offer because they want to have it. So in order to get the card from the 11-year-old kid, they offered 2 Pirates season tickets behind home plate for the next 30 years. I really hope the kid is a Pirates fan, because if not, I don't see how that's going to be a benefit for anybody.
The kid lives in L.A. He's 11 years old, and he lives in L.A., you morons. That's the funniest part of this story to me. We offered you 30 years of season tickets. It would cost you $500 million to get to all of those games. And you're going to miss a lot of school.
They offered him a meet and greet with Paul Skeens, which
worth
cool.
$8.
Yeah, you get to meet him, get the autograph on something else other than the card that you had.
It's his girlfriend showing up at the meet and greet, because
we're getting there. Hang on, we're getting there. 2 Paul Skeens signed jerseys. All of the, extras that they could throw at him, merchandise or whatever, plus getting to see a Pirates game in Livy Dunn's suite with Livy Dunn. Now that was the one where it went, I bet that 11-year-old kid really had a hard time with that. Like, telling me I can be in the same room?
I don't think he's struggling with it. I don't think he's struggling with it as much as you think, because I'm going to venture a guess that somebody in this kid's life went, do you know what this card's worth in cash? Because the offer they just gave you is worth about, I'll say, $50,000. Because your reward here is still watching Pittsburgh Pirate baseball, which is
true,
ungodly awful.
Mm-hmm.
I laughed so hard at this. You could have offered that kid a 3% ownership of the team, and I still don't think he should have said yes.
Well, he didn't. He turned him down. Flat. Just nope, not going to do it. Kid's putting the card up for auction, and he will make so much money off of that card. Your turn.
I'm still dumbfounded that we're going to offer a kid that lives 2,500 miles away 30 years worth of season tickets to a team he's not even a fan of.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. My story, oddly enough, comes from the world of women's college basketball. Creighton had a chance to upset UConn on Saturday. They weren't able to do that. But there was a high water mark in the game. At halftime, Let It Fly Sports Bar in downtown Omaha had a promotion. You see these at basketball games a lot. You have to make a layup, a free throw, a three-pointer, and a half-court shot in 30 seconds for the chance to win a big cash prize.
Okay.
Well, kid comes out, and he's a Creighton student. It was for $7,000. That was the prize. Comes out, makes the layup, first attempt. Free throw, first attempt. Three-pointer, first attempt. Nothing but net. Then we got to half court, and he struggled a little bit from half court. He fired up several, but the last one, as time expired, goes through.
Yep.
One problem.
Mm-hmm.
His foot was over the line.
Oh, no.
So, according to the contract that he signed before he did this, he had to be behind the half-court line. So, Let It Fly, who was the sponsor of this and the one that paid out the prize, was completely in their right to say, we're not paying you. But they did.
Good.
He said, look, you hit the gist of it. We're not going to, and literally his foot was on the line. It was maybe 6 inches at most.
Right.
They said, you know what? You hit it. We're paying it. They've got an insurance for that, just so you know. As a guy that's married to an insurance agent, trust me.
That's how that works.
That's how that works. They didn't come out of $7,000. They paid $289 for an insurance policy of something not likely to pay off. It did, and that premium is about to go through the roof. But you still did.
Yes.
You did good things.
Yes.
So good on Let It Fly.
Absolutely.
And by the way, I'll guarantee you they're not the sponsor of that promotion next year. Because they're going to see that new insurance premium and go, oh, we'd be better off paying that out of pocket. Next year, it'll be for a free bar tab at Let It Fly's Bars in downtown Omaha.
Last night, the AFC Championship game. I mean, was it not everything you wanted it to be? I mean, other than the way that the game turned out, were you not entertained?
Oh, it was a fantastic
Gladiator
game.
Would say
it was a fantastic game. I have no qualms with any of those things. Really, to be honest with you, I have no qualm with any of it. Here's what I don't understand: how. Now, I want to preface this with something. Anybody that thinks the NFL is rigged, I think you're on drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And here's why I say that. Kansas City is one of the smallest markets in the NFL. They are now an unstoppable dynasty. And if you think Taylor Swift is doing enough to outweigh how much better this would be if it was one of the New York teams, one of the LA teams, one of the big major media markets, I'm going to need to explain television to you because that's not really how this works. What I don't understand, and I will never understand, is how the NFL constantly, knowing damn well that we're looking for this, allows there to be something that we can go, yeah, but, nah, but, with every single game the Kansas City Chiefs play.
Mm-hmm. Both those fourth down conversions, you thought they got it.
Oh, I know definitively that Kincaid got it. There's no doubt of that. You can see that on camera. I said that in live time. They should be looking at this spot because they marked him a full yard short of where he actually went down. And the Josh Allen play, I think, is incredibly stupid. The quarterback sneak right there is dumb. They haven't stopped you running the ball the entire game.
Yes.
Why would you run that play at the best player on this team? It's just maddeningly stupid.
I agree.
But
I looked at that and went, you made it close on your own. That's kind of how I felt about that play. Well, I don't know. I mean, after watching the touche push fail, what, 3 times? Was it 3 times that Washington stopped Philadelphia on the quarterback sneak play earlier in the day? Thought maybe we won't do that as much. But you left it up. You left it up to fate. You left it up to the subjective call.
Well, and that's the thing, is that all I really cared about was whoever wins, I don't want to be at this point. I don't want to keep feeding the kooky Madookies ammo. Now, I said that to say this. Over the weekend, Adam Schefter was absolutely raked across hot coals because he posted a fact on Twitter. What'd you want him to say? And this is an honest-to-God question for anybody that felt the urge to go to Twitter and, oh, Adam, you're better than this. Adam, you're blah, blah. He said a fact. That is all. All he said was the number of roughing the passer calls that have happened for Kansas City and against them, the number of unnecessary roughnesses that have happened for them and against them. That is it. He didn't put in an opinion. He didn't say squat. Mm-hmm. He told you a fact. And you raked him over hot coals. Somebody explain that to me. Oh, Adam, you should be better than stating facts. Okay, then. I do. And look, it's not because we have the same 4-letter acronym on our wall that Adam Schefter does. I promise you that's not why I'm defending the guy. It blows my mind how often people come after him for stating facts. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Well, because he's part of he is the enemy, right? He's part of the problem. He's just the shill for the NFL. And everybody who thinks that the league is rigged thinks Adam Schefter carries the water.
Well, no, you got this backwards because it's actually very pro Kansas City. The ones coming after him were saying that he was pandering to the rigged crowd and pandering to because there have been, I believe in the now 9-game winning streak for Kansas City in the playoffs, there have been 8 roughing the passers on Kansas City opponents and none on Kansas City. There have been 4 unnecessary roughnesses on Kansas City, or 4 on opponents, 1 on Kansas City. All that is a fact. And see, the problem is that there's a lot of those. There's a lot of facts that I have never in my life seen a receiver catch a ball that landed on the ground that he never actually had possession of, and it was somehow a catch. Never seen it.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Never seen it. And I'll be honest with you, if anything, it was an interception.
And when you looked at it again, it was clear. And they still didn't overturn it.
I could have gotten down with incomplete pass. I thought it was an interception. Because you have to complete you got to complete the catch. Cole Bishop did. He was laying on the ground with the ball in his possession, and then Xavier Worthy took it away from him. That's not a catch. In any football game I've ever seen in my life. What I don't understand is, how do these things keep happening? How do you not have somebody going, this has to be incomplete? Has to be. You had Gene Steratore on the broadcast going, nope, didn't like that call. You never hear the rules analyst come out against the officials. He did it 4 separate times last night. I hate them being in the booth because they never disagree with the officials. Gene Steratore, by the end of it, I honest to God think he wanted to look at the camera and go, it beats me. I don't know. I don't know why this keeps happening. But I know it's going to be a story tomorrow.
He's done that. He's done that several times.
And it is.
Gene Steratore is one of the best ones.
He is the best one to me.
That will call it out when it's incorrect. And the fact that we have so many of those happen, 1 during critical moments, and 2 during the same team's games, over and over and over again.
I mean, look, there's a simple solution.
There has to be the sky judge.
There's a simple solution to this. I don't think the sky judge fixes it. We've said this for years. They're going to replay with New York in their ear, and they still can't get it right. And I can't definitively tell you that Josh Allen made it. I can tell you the way you handled that. Let every kooky Madookie in the country go, see, I told you it was rigged. There are certain times, and I hate to break it to you, but this is the way it is. Sometimes in life, you have to prove a point of, you know what? You all think they get every call. Ty has to go to Buffalo at some point. Because this is what you keep doing. And I know why you're doing it. You do it because Kansas City is just better than everybody else. So subconsciously, in your head, you expect the better team to make that play. So you call it that way. And then you can't overturn it because there's nothing clear on the field. I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong, but I have never heard more people say the NFL's rigged than I do right now. Yeah. Ever. Not in the 90s when I was a kid, not in the 2000s when Tom Brady got every single call just like this. I've never heard it this loud. And now, social media is more of a thing now than it's ever been before.
Bingo.
But you have got to get out in front of this. Because, mark my words, I'm calling my shot right now. There's going to be another one of these in the Super Bowl, and I'll bet you anything you want it goes Kansas City's way.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bet you anything you want it goes Kansas City's way.
That's not a crazy bet. Because it always seems to go Kansas City's way.
Well, Philadelphia is also with, when you come up into a situation like this, and they saw the same thing I did. If you watched our live stream of that game yesterday, I practically lost my mind on A.J. Brown because I knew exactly what you were doing, and it worked. Because that works on mediocre officials that aren't paying attention. You do the chippy thing, trying to get the guy to respond. He literally ripped Marshawn Lattimore's helmet off his head, and somehow the foul was on Marshawn Lattimore.
Yep.
Yeah, guess what? The officials in this game, they saw that too. When they do the film study of this game, they saw that too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to come back to bite you. We have a couple super chats we missed in the beginning of this segment, excuse me.
All right, we are way late for the break here, so we'll hit them up after the top of the hour. Here. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
Join us on Sunday, February 2nd.
And we're clear.
Cherokee Center in Asheville, North Carolina for Stars Serving Up Love, presented by Explore Asheville. Tennis legends Andre Agassi, Andy Roddick, Jessica Pegula, Emma Navarro, and more will rally for Hurricane Helene relief in Western North Carolina. Enjoy mic'd up matches, on-court youth activities, and live DJ sets. 100% of net proceeds benefit local nonprofits. Tickets on sale now. Get your tickets at starsservinguplove.com and be part of this incredible day of tennis and community.
Did you apply for FEMA help after the tropical storm Helene and want to know the status of your application or how to appeal an eligibility decision? It's easy to reach FEMA. Call 800-621-FEMA. Does FEMA have your current contact information? If you are not sure, call 800-621-3362 because FEMA may need more information to help you. For in-person help, you can find the Disaster Recovery Center near you at fema.gov/DRC.
It starts as a nuisance, and you just put up with it. But then, that awful joint pain impacts everything in your life. Walking, climbing stairs, even getting in and out of the car hurts. There's always joint pain in your knees, hips, shoulder, and back. But here's the good news. QC Kinetics groundbreaking treatments for arthritis pain. Long-term relief is now possible at QC Kinetics. Their regenerative treatments are sweeping the nation. Make the call today. Talk to the local medical professionals. These new orthobiologic cellular therapies, including PRP treatments, can revitalize your joints without going under the knife. QC Kinetics treatments prompt your body to heal and restore those damaged joints. See if you're a candidate for these life-changing regenerative treatments. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517 in Asheville and Greenville.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford, Hendersonville. I would like to introduce you to some of our very own Parks Community Heroes, like Jeff and Chris, who led a fleet of Ford commercial vehicles throughout the night, delivering supplies with emergency services to all corners of the county and first responders. Like Daniel, a veteran who accompanied law enforcement and other veterans to perform search and rescue operations. Nominate your Parks Community Hero today at parkscommunityheroes.com. That's parkscommunityheroes.com. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, we found out a lot of things about our community. We saw neighbors helping neighbors, and we learned in desperate times one of the best things to have around is a redneck with a chainsaw.
Not just a chainsaw, boy, just country boys in general. When you live in these mountains, you figure it out. Like, you make stuff happen.
After answering the calls for help that they heard on the radio, the Chainsaw Brothers are still here, making it happen the right way. Fair, insured, and local. Need tree help? Call the Chainsaw Brothers. 316-1013. 316-1013.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Still thinking milder air will continue to push in and will be around 60 degrees as we look ahead toward the midweek forecast. Showers from earlier done as we get into the afternoon. Mainly cloudy, maybe some sunshine as we get through mid-afternoon. 45. Tonight clearing down to about 28. And tomorrow we'll have sunshine with a gusty breeze, and we'll shoot up close to 50. It's about normal. And then even milder Wednesday, sunny near 60. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Eat Lux your way with the new $5 Classic, $7 Supreme, and $9 Discovery Lux Craving Boxes from Taco Bell at participating stores for a limited time only. While supplies last, price of participation varies. Drinks exclude freezes, tax extra.
Now Taxes is using Credit Karma, where TurboTax Expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get your refund so you can do more with it right in Credit Karma. Now this is taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. See guaranteed details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
This is Super Bowl 59. Get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 59. Scoring touchdowns is key to hoisting the Lombardi Trophy, and you can score big by betting on them at DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score 6. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your first pick. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code WPEK. That's code WPEK for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 160.
Here comes the ID.
And responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Credit. That's credit. Enter it now.
You got to get in to win. Go to ESPNAVL.com and good luck.
The Sportsocracy.
That fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingalls studio.
It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Sportsocracy is live. You can see us on the YouTubes. You can hear us everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. You want to check us out on the YouTube stream, you can find the link at thesportsocracy.com. Just click the live video link, subscribe to the channel, join us in the chat. This is
Overreaction Monday.
Overreaction Monday, indeed. Everybody's ticked off. Everybody's depressed because Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs have a chance to win their 3rd Super Bowl in a row, and everybody's tired of it. We're all sick and tired of it.
Well, I just find it funny that it seems like the 85 to 90% of the constituency of the NFL is very upset about this. Mm-hmm. And yet there are still people saying, "Oh, it's rigged." They're bad at it. If it's rigged, they're bad at it.
Right. It's rigged to drive you away? Is that you think the NFL is that stupid? Basically. We're fixing this because we know everybody doesn't want to see the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. Stop. There's no great conspiracy here. It's happened the same way with every team. Every great team gets calls. Maybe not to this degree. Maybe not to every game. You're telling me every damn game? Because there is. There are 1 or 2 calls in every Kansas City Chiefs game that you could go back to and go, I don't think so. I mean, because I keep watching the
and they always go your way. That's the crazy part. It's not just that they're questionable calls; they always go your way.
When you have the media that comes out and kind of tries to, to mansplain this thing afterwards, because I've seen so many, journalists on social media posting all of this is how many calls that have gone against the Chiefs this year, and this is how many calls that. What was it? I told you somebody posted up the stat, something about no team in the NFL has had more touchdowns taken away by penalties than the Kansas City Chiefs. The fact that, you have to keep throwing these things out because everybody believes, or not everybody
because we have eyes.
But the masses feel like there's a conspiracy here.
Well, because we have eyes. Your one little cute stat there is fine. I got about 10 more that you can't debunk, and back to that whole eyes thing. We have a handful of super chats to get to here in the beginning of the hour.
Okay.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
First one's from Sir Jimothy, who said Falafel, Dalton Kincaid, and Philadelphia fans are the most annoying in the league. That is coming from a Cowboy fan, so I will say that might be a little biased.
A little bit.
Poor old Dalton Kincaid. He put on his cleats and his helmet, and he went to work yesterday, and, well, then he had to delete Twitter. He hadn't done it, but he's probably going to want to by the end of this.
Right.
And
all right,
then
another one.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
it's from our buddy Colin, who said, all right, I get you guys are tired of the Chiefs winning every year. Stop them from winning and stop having stupid head coaches. The latter part of that, I can agree with. Colin is a very realistic Chiefs fan. Even you have to admit. We have gotten a lot of advantageous calls. That's what irks me, is just stop us from winning. Well, I mean, we did stop you. We gifted you a 40-yard catch that's never been done before. In NFL history, nobody has ever caught a pass like that. Even when we stop you, we don't stop you. So I do understand people's irritation at that. And then one final one.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
That's from our buddy Gage Camplin, who said, I was really hoping for a Bills win. We all were.
Mm-hmm.
We all were.
That's where the sentiment was last night. It was possibly never stronger with the masses against one team.
Chiefs Nation UK said, you've never seen me argue about our flags. Something I greatly respect about you. I went back and read some of the comments from Chiefs fans. It is so funny to me. You know that old line from The Dark Knight of you either die the hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain?
Yeah.
I swear to God, if I hid the names, some of the things I see Kansas City Chief fans say now are verbatim what they used to complain about Patriot fans saying.
Yes.
Now, the funny thing is that a lot of them are the same people. So
well, it's a weird. It's weird. I mean, it's weird how that changes when the shoe's on the other foot, right? As a fan, you're pissed off that everybody else keeps getting the calls. Yeah, and then when your team starts getting the calls, you go, I don't know.
I didn't see nothing. I don't know.
Good call.
I don't know.
Good call, ref. Good call. I mean, I found myself in that situation when Tom Brady became our quarterback. Tom Brady goes to Tampa Bay, and he's getting all the calls that he got in New England.
Yep.
Did they put the thumb on the scale to make sure that Tom got another Super Bowl trophy?
By the way,
I would say.
You want to go down a fun case study that I found myself doing this morning?
What's that?
I went back to 2003. I'm going to list you every quarterback that that started in a Super Bowl for an AFC team. This is in the last this will be 22 years.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, Tom Brady, Joe Flacco. He does not necessarily fit into this narrative, but I would be remiss if I didn't point out he played like an MVP for 4 weeks of his entire life, and it was that 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Tom Brady, Tom Brady, Pat Mahomes, Tom Brady, or Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Pat Mahomes. Do you see a similarity there? Man, that is a lot of Hall of Famers.
It is.
Now, let's play the same game for the NFC. Jake Delhomme, Donovan McNabb, Matt Hasselbeck, Rex Grossman, Eli Manning, old Kurt Warner, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Eli Manning, Colin Kaepernick, Russell Wilson twice, Cam Newton, Matt Ryan, Nick Foles, Jared Goff, Jimmy Garoppolo, Tom Brady, Matthew Stafford, Jalen Hurts, Brock Purdy.
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. Do you see a difference there? I mean, please, for the love of God, tell me you see a difference there.
Absolutely. The AFC has been blessed with some of the greatest arms in the history of the game.
The AFC has been borderline impossible to get out of for 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know why so many people think this is rigged? Because there's fans like me that eat, sleep, and breathe their team. And no matter how close you get, over the course of the last 25 years, you've either come up against Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, Tom Brady, or now Pat Mahomes. And you look around having the best quarterback that you've had in the last 24 years be Mark Sanchez and go, I don't feel like this is fair. This is kind of bull squirt.
Well, I mean, we can't help it that your team's no good. I mean, look, and you might get good at some point, but in the next 10 years, you're going to have to beat that guy. And he's better than the last guy that ran you out of town. That's the biggest problem. The biggest problem is that everybody looks at Patrick Mahomes and goes, oh, God, he's Tom Brady on steroids. Because this guy's winning every year. I know that the New England Patriots went on, what was it, like a 14, 15-year run where they won the division.
Oh, I mean, you also got to remember their division was the god-awful Bills, the god-awful Jets, and the god-awful Dolphins.
But, I mean, they were in it, right? They were in the playoffs every year. They were winning at least one game every year. And more often than not, they were, what did it end up being? Half of Tom Brady's years in New England, he wound up playing in a Super Bowl.
The tweet the tweet that I have made that aged the worst was one of the first tweets I ever sent, which was during the New England-Jacksonville AFC Championship game in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, enjoy what New England Patriot fans watching the quarterback you're going to be rooting for the next 10 years for the next Jaguars dynasty. That's something I said, and I've left it up. Just, yeah.
How drunk were you?
Oh, a level that most people couldn't survive. Hashtag built different.
You were talking to walls drunk.
Oh, I was with Cowboy Zach Hurst, and I remember having a full on conversation with his dog. So if that tells you anything,
all right, that tracks.
Yeah. Oh, it was bad. I actually thought about pinning that to the top of my Twitter. Just not all of them are winners. Okay, there are some dum dums that come out of this mouth.
Yeah.
We have another 2 super chats actually.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Colin, I'm not defending the call at all. Not about to start now because I don't agree with a lot of them. I know you don't. That was the reason that I wanted to throw the caveat of we know Colin. Colin's good people. Mike Baker, good people too. Also a Kansas City Chief fan. Chief Station UK. We have great Chief fans here, and we're very happy for you. You know what? You know who we're not happy for? Did you see the Taylor Swift? Taylor Swift's in the Super Bowl. Taylor Swift is nowhere near the Super Bowl. I did Taylor Swift had as little to do with this as I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hate that part too. Just throwing that out there. We had 2 of those on a post back to back.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was from Ariel Reimer from our Star 104.3 morning show. And I really wanted to say, Ariel, we love you dearly. That is not the thing to say on one of our posts.
Read
and
the
she
room.
figured out quick.
Read the room. Nobody's happy.
Oh, yeah, because the comments turned on her in a hurry.
Oh, poor Ariel.
I was like, I almost want to hide this. I'm not gonna, but I want to.
It's so funny to me.
Then we have one more.
The level of vitriol toward her continues to be so funny to me. She's going to see her boyfriend play football, and y'all act like it is the biggest detriment to manhood on the planet.
Oh, no, it's not a detriment to manhood. I just hate her face. And I hate his face. Frankly, I would be just as annoyed by him going to see her at work. Frankly, I'm never really a huge fan of the guy who has to go see his girlfriend at work. Because I had a lot of those when I worked at Structure in 2004. That's a thing that happened.
Talk about Structure.
That's a thing that happened.
Wow.
I was the fattest guy that ever worked at a Banana Republic, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, by 70 or 80 pounds.
Just giving those girls discounts.
Oh, yeah. Right. I was working in a store where none of the clothing in the store fit me. I was the only guy working at Structure wearing clothes from the Gap.
You're in the sports. We're just going to take a break.
We have one more super chat that we have to get to. I've said it 3 times.
All right, fine.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Structure.
Here comes the money.
My God, Tank's gonna keep pushing off super chats. I'm gonna be reciting them from Mobile at the rate you're going. Stacy Turbeville said the Eagles are the '92 Cowboys. That's actually not a bad comp. The only thing is that we haven't had a team like that in 40 years. Well, 35 years.
Well, I mean, we have had teams like that. It's just they usually don't get this far.
No, they get knocked out in the conference championship game because they go up against. Do I need to re-reference the list again? Troy Aikman had to beat Joe Montana, who was at the very end. Then he had to beat Steve Young, who couldn't win in big games for several years.
Right.
We have I'll be honest with you, I've completely come around on Lamar Jackson. I don't know if you had this last night, but I had like this, I'll say it was moment of reflection. We all talk about, well, Lamar can't win the big game. Well, none of them can.
No.
One of them's beating him. Joe Burrow beat him one time.
Mm-hmm.
And even that required nothing short of a miracle divined by Mother Teresa herself.
I mean, I guess that's why I'm not as pissed off as everybody else is about this. Like, because it's not the first time that we've lived through this. We've been through this. It's
No. Listen, Bunky. All right, you want to know why you're not upset about this? Because you have 2 Super Bowls in the last 25 years. You know who's bad about this? Me. Detroit Lion fans. Buffalo Bill fans. If you know a Buffalo Bill fan that has not been legally intoxicated in the last 24 hours, you need to check their medicine cabinet. Because I don't know what they're taking, but it's a happy pill that could tranquilize an elephant.
Yep.
I text every one of them I knew. Like, I want to make sure that you're still alive. And that you're on the right side of prison bars.
Mm-hmm.
I knew 4 of them at that game, and I made very sure. I know one of you carries a firearm everywhere you go, and that worries me.
Are you okay? Are you gonna make it?
I got one. I got a text back that just said, "I'm good." Period. I went. I hate to disagree with you, especially when I can't see you, but I disagree.
Well, it's just, look, I'm not good, but I'm not going to hurt somebody or myself. That's the more important thing. It's all we really want to know. You don't have to be. What is it we said all the way through the hurricane coverage? It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not be happy because your team lost. I just find it wildly. I don't know. I don't know what the descriptor I was looking for there. I just think it's funny that everybody acts like we've never done this before, and we have.
Oh, it's not that we've never done it before. It's that every one of these is different. Look, I'm going to say this as a lifelong New York Jet fan. All right, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see that I'm wearing my favorite new hoodie that I've literally had to wash like 6 times because I don't want to take it off. It's very soft and very warm. They're all different. So in the beginning, with Pat and Tom, I not only bet on them, I cheered for them. Because New England had never won anything in my lifetime. Kansas City had never won anything in my lifetime. Then it almost, as time progresses, it almost starts to feel like they turned on you. Like, I rooted for you. And now you're the most obnoxious keister hole on the planet. And just... No, and you're mad at yourself Ben Roethlisberger was different. That was a whole different thing. He beat us in the playoffs twice, and it honestly felt like, I don't know, I got a prostate examination from a RoboCop. it's what that felt like both times.
Okay.
And then Peyton Manning should have been a Jet. So for me, I hated Peyton Manning more than I hated any of the others, because he straight up looked at the Jets and went, "No, I don't want to do that because you suck something awful." Yep. And then you mushed our faces for what felt like 78 years. I think he's got to be 200 years old, because I think he played in this league for 65 of them.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot. When you don't have that guy and you don't have a path to that guy, it gets very old. I get it. I don't have a Brady. I don't have a Manning. I don't have a...
Yeah, because the teams in your division were chucking out Aaron Brooks and Steve Berline and Steve DeBerg. And, you don't have the depth. Because I still have to deal with Josh Allen, too. Mm-hmm. Now New England's an afterthought, and I'll be dadgummed if you didn't give me another one. And this one's like bigger and mean and has a mullet and a beautiful girlfriend, and he hates us. Mm-hmm. And he loves to beat us like 47-6.
This is really just a realization, I feel like, that we're all just coming to. If you're a fan of a team in the AFC,
your life's not fun.
And you're not a Kansas City Chiefs, Buffalo Bills, Baltimore Ravens, Cincinnati Bengals fan. Take luck.
Oh, no.
Because those are the four quarterbacks that I see winning Super Bowls. If anybody other than Pat is not going to win, those are the other three.
Oh, have no fear. Their lives suck, too. Because, see, they have this thing that we don't have, which is hope. See, they build their hopes up, and then they watch their special quarterback do special things, and it's not enough. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I posted a video of some monks overseas, and they're just punching themselves right in the groin repeatedly. And that's exactly what it feels like. It's just, one guy grabs a brick and just goes to hammer time. And that's what it feels like. Every single year on Conference Championship weekend, I walk away from it and go, I sympathize with those guys. And that's about the fourth year that I've thought that, because that's how long ago I saw the video.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville.
So the body knows that it needs to heal it.
Clear.
Doesn't know how to.
I think we should submit that tape to the awards committees. Yes. Like, we just clip that 20 minutes and send it to them and go, you're not going to give us an award. We just thought we could make you laugh.
That's good.
Out like little signalers to your body. We're able to make the body focus on the areas that need the most healing.
QC Kinetics.
Seeing you laugh at the fact that I worked at a structure like is top 5 favorite things that's happened on this show.
Medicine to lead the way.
Funny. Give you one guess how that happened.
At QC Kinetics, we have a whole team working nationwide with cutting-edge research to reach our patients and treat them, and know that surgery is no longer their only option.
The consultation is free. Find out if you're a candidate. Call QC Kinetics today.
Call QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted it close to town, with a picture window overlooking a yard. And you found it. Now when you sit down to dinner, you've got front row seats too. Your neighbor's daily pickleball game. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
I think my battery's dead. With free battery testing and charging, we can help you get back on the road.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
So what if I need a new one?
We have the right Duralast battery for you, only at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
And what about my old battery? We can recycle it right here at America's #1 battery destination.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. I would like to introduce you to some of our very own Parks Community Heroes. Like Trent and Doug, whose first instinct was to fill their trucks with supplies and drive to the areas that were hardest hit in those first hours. Like Spencer, who helped build a bridge out of debris to rescue 7 families after the road was washed away. Nominate your Parks Community Hero today at parkscommunityheroes.com. That's parkscommunityheroes.com. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
It's time to discover the convenience and time savings of contact-free pickup with Ingles Curbside. Just visit shop.ingles-markets.com or download the app. And your Ingles personal shopper gets to work with specialized training on how to select the freshest items for a pre-scheduled pickup. They'll even text you with updates. You pull up to a designated space and your personal shopper delivers your items right to your vehicle. Fresh, fast, and affordable. It's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team. The available home. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
The Sportsocracy.
We're just dumber than a bag of hammers.
We're back at the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. Saquon Barkley doing it again. Philadelphia Eagles. First touch of the game. That dude's special. He is an absolutely special freak of nature. And I really do want to see them win now. I mean, if we're all against the Chiefs, do we not all get on the Eagles bandwagon? No?
I'm rooting for them both to lose.
We're not going to have that.
Well, it's kind of like rooting for the Jets. I know I'm not going to get what I want. Doesn't mean I'm not going to root for it.
All because of the head coach and the quarterback can't get on board with the best team in the NFL.
We have a super chat and we have a comment that to me leads to a bigger conversation.
Okay.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
All right, buddy Colin, can we be honest about something? Josh Allen and Joe Burrow, they're both going to be Hall of Fame quarterbacks, but they get the Grim Reaper in Patrick Mahomes standing in their way of winning anything in their careers.
Mm-hmm.
You throw Lamar Jackson into that too.
Yeah, not necessarily anything. I mean, they're going to win MVPs. They're going to win, they'll win at some point.
They
Patrick
will
Mahomes
never be.
Can't win every championship.
Well, you think that until you look at the list of Super Bowl quarterbacks and go, man, that's Pat's name a lot of times.
Of course it is.
5 of the last 6 years actually is. The only one that's beaten him is Joe Burrow, and he did it once.
Mm-hmm.
We had another one from, I believe it was Kelvin Joyner. Yes. Said, side note, if the Chiefs three-peat, we have to rethink the conversation of who's the greatest NFL coach ever. And I'm going to ask you a question. It's going to sound crazy when I ask it, but I mean it.
Okay.
Do you not already have Andy Reid as the greatest coach of all time? Because I do. I've seen Bill fail without Tom. I've never seen Andy Reid fail.
Never?
He had one bad year.
He never had a bad year.
He had one 4-12 year when the team was crippled. Other than that, he's won double-digit games, I think 70% of his seasons.
Mm-hmm.
I would take Andy Reid over Bill Belichick, and I'm not going to lie to you, I wouldn't even think about it all that much.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to likability, sure.
No, I'm talking about as a coach.
I don't know that he's better than Bill Belichick.
That kind of blows my mind. You do realize that Andy Reid, let's say, how many more years do you think he's got left in him?
Oh, I'd say a good 5 at least.
I don't think it's that many, but it could be. He's 29 wins behind Bill right now. Has a higher winning percentage. And he in Philadelphia, he was 130, 93, and 1.
Mm-hmm.
That is 37 games over 500. In Kansas City, woo, this hurts my soul to say out loud. In Kansas City, he is 143 and 53. He's 90 games above 500.
Yep.
Bill was 266 and 121 in New England. He was 36 and 44 in Cleveland. He was bad on the backside of Tom. He was bad before Tom in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a tiebreaker for me. Andy Reid, there's not a lot of bad.
Okay. They're both very, very good. And until you hit the number, I mean, you got to be second in my book.
See, and what you just said is why I'm so upset about this. Because literally, that's all you've got. And it's all you need.
It's all I need is championships.
Okay. So then your greatest head coaches of all time are who?
I mean, Andy Reid would be up there. Bill would be up there. I would say Shula'd have to be up there.
Oh, but Chuck, no. Super Bowls are all that matter, so Chuck Noll's got to be your 2. Because Chuck's got 4.
He's probably, yeah.
He wouldn't be in my top 10, just to be clear.
Okay.
Tom Coughlin's got to be up there pretty high because he's got 2. And Mike Shanahan and Joe Gibbs and Tom Flores. Mm-hmm. Do you see how stupid that sounds when I say it that way? Because that's next in line. Yes, Bill has 7. Bill also had the greatest quarterback that ever lived for the vast majority of his head coaching career.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Reid didn't. Andy Reid had Donovan
every
McNabb.
Super Bowl trophy he does.
How long's he been in Kansas City? How many years he spent in Philadelphia?
11. Mm-hmm.
A majority of his career, he was in Philadelphia.
And didn't win nothing. I went to a Super Bowl once.
Went to a Super Bowl, went to more NFC championship games than you could count, just didn't have that quarterback. Bill Belichick, without Tom, couldn't make the playoffs. Bill Belichick, without Tom, was going 6-10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me, that one's not. To me, Andy Reid's the best coach that's ever lived, and it's not close.
Okay.
I'll give you Bill at 2. I would probably have Don Shula and Bill Walsh in some order. I don't know. I want to say Shula 3, but I kind of want to say Bill Walsh 3 too.
Yep. I mean, Bill Belichick probably would have won more games if he'd had another quarterback aside from Tom Brady in those other years. He didn't. He had nothing. I mean, Andy Reid, yeah, he won a lot of games. Donovan McNabb was not a scrub quarterback. He had a really good quarterback. And when he's got a good quarterback, he wins. Didn't win the big one until he had the best in the game.
Well, Bill had an MVP outside. Bill had an MVP outside of Tom. I mean, because Cam Newton was an MVP, and all of you want to tell me how great he was.
Oh, dear God, please. You can't. A washed-up Cam Newton does not mean that he had a quarterback other than Tom.
I'd also be remiss if I didn't point out that Bill had Bernie Kosar, who was the greatest quarterback in Brown's history.
Mm-hmm. That's not saying much.
Well, I mean, you said he's got some bum quarterback. He had 2 of the because then he had Vinny Testaverde after Bernie retired.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like he was trotting out Mac Jones. Oh, by the way, Mac Jones he took in the first round, and that was your choice. Andy's never had a bad quarterback. Do you think that's ironic? 2 different teams, he's never been bad at quarterback. Even with Kevin Kolb, they were still good.
Mm-hmm.
And I got news for you. Kevin Cobb's the worst quarterback I've said in this, and it ain't even close. Kevin Kolb lays at home at night wishing his career had gone as well as Mac Jones.
Mm-hmm. And Bill was good with what's his face? Who was the quarterback that when Brady broke his leg And then he got the big contract with the Chiefs.
Matt Castle.
Remember. Matt Castle, yeah.
What year was that?
That was 05?
I feel like it was later. I feel like it was later than that.
It might be after that. I was thinking it was before the Randy Moss years.
It might have been.
Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know.
I think he went 10-6 that year, which is that's fine.
Something like that.
That's fine. He also had the best defense in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. No doubt. Look. Patrick Mahomes. Andy Reid is definitely up there. Mount Rushmore of head coaches in the NFL. I got to knock him down, though, for that damn Bundle Rooski commercial because they've way overplayed
yeah, that's awful.
And it was dumb when it started, it's dumb
awful.
after the 475th time I've seen it.
I don't watch commercials, so even I'm annoyed by it, and I don't watch commercials.
Well, you can mute the TV, and it's still just, whoa. Hey, buddy, we're not have done that.
Bill Buttigieg said, ironically, Jeremy has declared Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes both the GOATs of their positions in the same show. Yep,
Yes.
and I mean it. Yeah, and I mean it.
Mm-hmm.
Tom didn't win a Super Bowl for 10 years. Pat has missed You find me somebody else that can say that, I'll happily listen. But
You're
they're
in the
not there.
sportsocracy. What's that?
But they're not there.
Mm-hmm. You're in the sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Still thinking milder air will continue to push in and will be around 60 degrees as we look ahead toward the midweek forecast. Showers from earlier done as we get into the afternoon. Mainly cloudy, maybe some sunshine as we get through mid-afternoon. 45. Tonight clearing down to about 28. And tomorrow we'll have sunshine with a gusty breeze and we'll shoot up close to 50. It's about normal. And then even milder Wednesday, sunny near 60. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
When the wildfires struck Los Angeles,
severe fire weather conditions.
First responders from near and far came to the rescue.
All fire departments and all law enforcement will be prepared.
Now the music community has joined together to help at Fire Aid, a historic fundraising concert for the recovery of Los Angeles. Thursday night, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific. Live on the free iHeartRadio app's Hit Nation station.
And give what you can now at fireaidla.org.
I'm Mark Starling.
What is your weird story about?
Medical Center. Your health means everything to you, your family, and your community. And every minute matters when an emergency puts your health at risk. That's why it's so important to get to the hospital and get the care you need as soon as possible. The emergency department at Haywood Regional Medical Center provides quality care and even higher levels of emergency heart care found in their accredited chest pain center for just that added peace of mind. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Remember, when an emergency strikes, don't make your health wait. Get to the hospital as soon as you can and get the care that you need now at Haywood Regional Medical Center. Continuing a long-standing tradition of excellence, Haywood Regional Medical Center offers a comprehensive array of services. For more information and to check average ER wait times, visit myhaywoodregional.com. That's myhaywoodregional.com. This has been the Medical Minute, brought to you by Haywood Regional Medical Center.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, we found out a lot of things about our community. We saw neighbors helping neighbors, and we learned in desperate times one of the best things to have around is a redneck with a chainsaw.
Not just a chainsaw, boy, just country boys in general. When you live in these mountains, you figure it out. Like, you make stuff happen.
After answering the calls for help that they heard on the radio, the Chainsaw Brothers are still here, making it happen the right way. Fair, insured, and local. Need tree help? Call the Chainsaw Brothers. 316-1013. 316-1013.
Welcome to the Ingalls Table, a delicious destination with recipes galore. Need to whip up a dessert, entree, side dish? No problem. The experts from the Ingles table take you through it step by step with expert tips and advice along the way. Find the Ingles table at ingles-markets.com or swing by the store and pick up your free copy of the Ingles Table magazine. And let's get cooking. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
It is ESPN Asheville. This is the Sportsocracy, and it is time to get weird. Jeremy, you do a lot of traveling, or have in the past, your past jobs.
I am a traveling man.
And been a lot of gas stations, I have to imagine, over the years.
Oh, yeah. And I can clearly rank them, too. And I've been marked safe from ever stepping foot in a Boosie's.
Ah, well, I mean, that is an experience that you should try at least once.
I think I'm good.
If anything, just to get your old pal Tank a bag of beaver nuggets.
Look, they make Walmart and they make gas stations, and I don't need the two of them to be fraternizing with each other.
Yeah. Anyhow, it is. I mean, look, if you can get into the parking lot, just a people watch, it's worth the trip. Most gas stations, though, they've got that little wire rack right next to the cash register that has those little packets of pills and things like Super Energy and all of those. You ever taken any of those?
No,
never been that desperate when you're on the road for a little pick me up that you just pick the random stay awake for 10 hours pills.
Oh, now, now if you're counting Yellow Jackets that were like really popular back in the mid 2000s.
I don't think those count because they weren't selling those at the gas store.
I may or may not have ingested those more than one way. I'll let you tell that story.
Yikes.
However you want to.
Yikes. Concerning those little wire racks with the little pill packets on it, the FDA putting out a critical warning about several. Well, let's just call them enhancement supplements that are on the shelves at many gas stations across the nation. They've apparently found that these pills are not really all that well regulated, or have gone through all of the checks that are necessary to have the proper warnings. So they say that things like King of Romance, Black Panther, Extreme Diamond 3000, Rhino Blitz Gold 3000, and African Superman, all of these enhancement pills that you might be able to find at the gas station all contain sildenafil, which if you've got a blood pressure issue, that could kill you. So you should probably not be taking these things. My best advice would be stop buying male enhancement pills from the gas station.
Oh, yeah.
What part of... Yeah, that seems like a good idea. I should do that.
Listen, Arlene's back at the trailer. She is waiting for me. I told her I was going to go get some condoms. I'm just trying to put a little more lead in the pencil, if you know what I'm saying.
Get her one of them lingerie roses.
By the way, all of the names of those pills you just said are names I could see you using on a dating website if you were a singleman. My story comes from the 51st state, also known as Canada. It's from the East Village Pub and Eatery in Fort McMurray. Sunday, January the 12th. A rambunctious patron, well, he falafeled around. He found out. He did that thing that you do sometimes in bars. He consumed just one or 9 too many, and decided he wanted to fight everybody in the bar. didn't go well because he's one guy who was there by himself. This was a bar full of people, so they threw him out on the sidewalk. What do you think he did when he got to the sidewalk?
What?
He started yelling through the window, "Oh, you're nothing but..." You can just assume what the yelling led to. So some of the patrons wound up outside squaring off with him again. What is Canada in the wintertime?
Cold.
Real cold. Real cold. The season of exposed skin is not necessarily awesome in Canada. This gentleman found that out because as he was falafeling around, his pants fell to the ground, exposing his genitalia, which became stuck to the sidewalk.
Oh, no.
Now, if you watch the video, the police show up.
No.
And they go to arrest him. So they put him down on the ground and they put his hands behind his back. That is when Slappy Joe and the Beavers get stuck to the sidewalk. They go to pick him up to put him in the back of the car, and he goes, "Ow, ow, 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 ow." No, 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 no. Top 5 funniest videos I've ever seen in my life. I always thought it was goofy that people would lick poles when it was really cold outside and get their tongue stuck, because that is a pain that I don't want to experience. This beats that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like I don't know if you're coming back from that.
Get your pole stuck to a sidewalk. There ain't no coming back from that.
I got Snap, Crackle, and Pop stuck to the sidewalk, and it was not awesome.
That's a lawsuit waiting to happen. I don't know. I don't know how. I'm suing somebody.
Oh, for sure.
You ripped me off of that cold, icy pavement, and I leave things behind. That's going to be bad.
Yeah, you give me a surprise recircumcision, and we gonna have to talk about some financial restitution. Somewhere there is a slip and fall lawyer going, "I think I see a potential for a new business."
Just call all nines, I guess.
For sure. George Sink, isn't that his name? He's 100% taking that case on.
Oh, absolutely. He's going to turn that into a class action lawsuit. If you're Canadian and your giblets have been frozen to the sidewalk by police, call us at this number.
And then he's going to write a Hardy Boys book about it. George Sink in the case of the frozen maple syrup.
Oh, good Lord.
I think we should send this hour of the program to all awards nominating institutions for sports broadcasting.
I don't think so. I think that's definitely how we get fired.
I think very sleepy Jeremy is just cranking out the bangers today.
Well, very sleepy Jeremy's going to have to get a nap in before he hits the road tonight. Senior Bowl festivities all cranking up tomorrow down in Mobile.
Oh, I'll be there. Have no fear. Present accounted for. On, hey, total aside, but do they still sell those Yellow Jacket things anywhere, or did we outlaw those years ago?
I don't know. Just get you some of that goat weed, and you'll be all right.
I need a Tantrum soda, a couple Yellow Jackets, and maybe 14 NOS energy drinks.
Just a little, just a couple of those African Superman pills, and you're good to go.
I do want to set the over-under on how many NOS beverages do you think I consume in the next 24 hours?
Oh, I will put it at 6.5.
Well, I'd die. It can't be that high. I mean, Tank, I know I haven't drank these in a while.
I've seen you do it before.
Yeah, I know I haven't drank these in a while, but when you open them, they kick back like a shotgun. There's no having that many. Over-under's at 2.5.
Oh, that's over.
Yeah, I don't know that my heart can take that.
I'm not sure that your heart can take it either. I'm just saying that you're definitely going over that number.
Bill Workman's going to be looking at me from the passenger seat going, right now, your heartbeat per minute it looks like a zip code in like a really new state, and that's not good because those starts with 8s and 9s.
Have we had any new coaching news come out today? Oh, Todd Monken, he's getting an extension with the Baltimore Ravens. Look at that.
I always love the doesn't really mean anything extension where they get a bump in pay, but there's absolutely nothing to keep them from taking a head coaching job a year from now.
No.
Oh, I'm super committed because I didn't like any of these jobs and they liked me less.
Well, you want to do everything you can to try to keep your guy around. The Baltimore Ravens you're checking that box. We have financially committed to Todd Monken. Should another opportunity arise, we will not stand in his way. However, for the moment, we are taking care of his needs.
Ben Whitley has a good point. Have we checked his phone for calls from Shad Khan? And has he put his signature on this contract? Because I got duped by this one time last week, and I really don't want to do it again.
You think the New Orleans Saints are calling?
Saints are hiring Mike McCarthy. I do love that Joe Brady said, I'm coming back to Buffalo next year. The Saints have responded with, yeah, you are, because we're good. After you couldn't figure out James Cook, I think we're good. We really don't want to watch you do that with Alvin Kamara and Chris Olave.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever yelled at a person that couldn't hear me as much as I yelled at Joe Brady last night. Oh, yeah, good. Ray, Amy heard this for 3 hours. Good, Ray Davis. That's a good call. Let's get Ray. Let's get Ray some run. Let's get Ray some run. It really catch him off guard. James Cook's deep frying you, but let's see what Ty Johnson can do. Maybe they'll never see it coming.
You got them all on the roster. You got to use them, I guess. That's part of that Kenny Gainwell, Boston Scott philosophy.
I kept waiting for him to break Curtis Samuel out. Let's get old CS some run at running back. Let's go. This game's really not that hard. It's really the allure of it. Just give the ball to your best players.
Mm-hmm.
Novel concept.
Should be that easy. But for some, it's hard to do that. You get too cute. Think, well, I ran James enough. Let's switch it up.
Well, I mean,
let's change a pace this baby.
Look, Buffalo's not that far from Canada. Maybe Joe Brady was the guy in that story that was at East Village Pub and Grill and he got his giblets frozen to the sidewalk. I mean, that'd take a man's brain off the prize for sure.
It's not at the East Village.
That was what it was called, East Village Pub and Grill.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not our East Village, which has the greatest pterodactyl wings in the history of time.
They do. Very good.
I'm convinced they buy their chicken wings from some dinosaur market. I've never seen a chicken that big. At least not one that wasn't fighting. It had razor blades on its claws.
If you've never done it, I would highly recommend hitting up the EVG.
In tiger sauce with their ranch, and you will drink the ranch out of the ramekin because it's awesome.
So good. Yes, it is. It is very, very good. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, once again, can't get the job done against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. He is inevitable. He is the Thanos of the NFL. When it looks like they may not have it, the best shows up when everything's on the line. And I'll agree with you, your statement from earlier in the show, Jeremy. It was pretty evident from the beginning of that game that we were getting next level Patrick Mahomes.
Oh yeah, Pat hit a gear that he even looked different. The way he carried himself looked different.
Mm-hmm.
It was we used to call it the falafel U-tour from Aaron Rodgers. It looked like Pat Mahomes hit that gear.
Yes. I mean, it's almost as if it's just been kind of in cruise control. I'll just cruise control all the way to the conference championship game. And then, you'll really see how great I am. Could be bad news for the Philadelphia Eagles when they take on the Kansas City Chiefs in the upcoming Super Bowl, February the 9th. Of course,
and we'll be there.
All the coverage of the Super Bowl week festivities for you right here in the Sportsocracy. ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400.
Join us on Sunday, February 2nd.
Clear.
Cherokee Center in Asheville, North Carolina.
How many beads do we come back from New Orleans
Presented
with?
by Explore Asheville. Tennis legends Andre Agassi, Andy Rock.
A bunch of them, because I plan on showing my boobies a lot.
Healing relief in Western North Carolina.
Tank, I have come down with an affliction, and I will not be able to join you on this trip.
100 Fit local nonprofits. Tickets on sale now. Get your tickets at
All right, daily draft. Let's go best quarterback to never win a Super Bowl.
Incredible day of tennis and community.
Hi, welcome to IKEA. How can I help you? My schedule is crazy. I just want some me time. We could all use a sanctuary
because I think
from
there
stress.
are no less
Why
than
not
3
turn
of them
your
playing in the
bedroom into
NFL
place
right
to
now.
decompress with our selection of comfortable beds, pillows, decor, mood lighting, and so much more. Every time you step in there, it's nothing but me time. I mean, you time.
Sounds like a dream.
Here to make your me time dreams come true. Visit us in-store or at ikea-usa.com/sleep to create a comfy, blissful bedroom today.
This is Super Bowl 59. Get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 59. Scoring touchdowns is key to hoisting the Lombardi Trophy, and you can score big by betting on them at DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score 6. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your first pick. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code WPEK. That's code WPEK for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Mountain Graphics and Showtime Sports have teamed up under a new local owner to serve our community with the finest custom apparel.
Gambit fan said we should do a daily draft of worst quarterbacks to win a Super Bowl.
Can customize whatever you, your team, or your local group may need with high quality screen printing.
We can do that one day next
laser
week.
Engraving. Visit MTN.
Okay.
AVL.com or ShowtimeSportsAVL.com. That's MTN Graphics AVL.com or ShowtimeSportsAVL.com for your local one-stop custom apparel shop.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents.
I wonder if we could yell at Trent, flag down Trent Dilfer and see if he wanted to come join us for that conversation.
I mentioned that Clarissa Sells WNC loves.
Hey Trent, we're about to talk about you,
so
and
much.
it's not that you're a terrible coach at UAB.
Commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Still thinking milder air will continue to push in and will be around 60 degrees as we look ahead toward the midweek forecast. Showers from earlier done as we get into the afternoon. Mainly cloudy, maybe some sunshine as we get through mid-afternoon. 45. Tonight clearing down to about 28. And tomorrow we'll have sunshine with a gusty breeze and we'll shoot up close to 50. It's about normal. And then even milder Wednesday, sunny near 60. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
We're starting 2025 with insanely clean carpets from Zero Res. Call to get 3 rooms of carpet clean for only $119. And when you mention ESPN Asheville, you'll get a hallway clean for free. Schedule Schedule online at ZeroResAsheville.com.
At Haywood Regional Medical Center, your health means everything. In an emergency, every minute matters. Get to the hospital and get the care that you need as soon as possible. Haywood Regional's emergency department provides quality care, including advanced heart care at their accredited chest pain center. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your health is nothing to wait for. For more information and to check average ER wait times, visit myhaywoodregional.com. That's myhaywoodregional.com.
If you or a loved one have been a victim of crime, the North Carolina Department of Public Safety Office of Victim Compensation Services provides programs to help you find peace of mind. We're here to help you apply for benefits that you may qualify for to recover from hardships such as lost wages and medical expenses. To learn more, visit ncdps.gov/4victims. That's ncdps.gov/4 VICTIMS.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, check. That's check. Enter it now.
You got to get in to win. Go to ESPNAVL.com and good luck.
Live from the Ingalls studio.
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
The Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dog see! Let him on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh, my God. The Jets killed him.
It is ESPN Asheville. 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400, the Sportsocracy, heard everywhere you go on the iHeartRadio app, and we are seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel, and you can join us in the chat. It is
Overreaction Monday.
Overreaction Monday, yes. That's just no fire left.
Yeah, you're not getting the L. I don't have it. It's not in me.
Took it all out of you.
I'm a sad man. I'm a sad man today.
It's a sad man because we ended up with the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl once again. Josh Allen falls short. Lamar Jackson falls short again. Patrick Mahomes rules the NFL, and everybody's just so sick and tired of seeing his face on the screen. I get it. Today on the Daily Draft, we want to talk about quarterbacks who never won a Super Bowl. Daily Draft, always Jeremy and I, pitting our wits against each other to come up with the best set that we can in the category. So, first pick, me or you?
I don't care. I mean, I know who the first pick is. The question is, do you want it or do you want me to take it?
I'll take Dan Marino.
Yes, Dan Marino was the very obvious number one answer.
He is and forever will be the poster child of the quarterback who cannot win the big game. So many records that he set at the quarterback position in the NFL. And he got there once. Lost, and never went back again. It's one of the saddest stories in NFL history.
And he was really young when he went. He was only 23 years old.
Yeah.
Something not a lot of people know. He only got to 2 more AFC championship games. And he got smoked in both of them.
Yep.
He has one of the worst playoff winning percentages of all time. He was 8-10 in the playoffs. Dan Marino only won 8 playoff games. Point of reference, Jimmy Garoppolo and Brock Purdy have won 4 apiece. It's one of those things you just look at and go, that almost feels like it can't be true.
Right. It doesn't. It's
But
one of the great quote unquote injustices of the NFL. Dan Marino with his 61,000 passing yards and 420 passing touchdowns. Couldn't get it done in the big game and only got to 1. So after him, who's next?
You're going to say I'm crazy.
Oh, gosh, here we go.
It's Josh Allen.
It's Josh Allen.
I mean, you look at the names that are on these lists, and trust me, I'm looking at all of them myself. Which one would you put ahead of Josh Allen in terms of sheer talent? Because I'm not going to. Mm-hmm. And I'll go ahead and tell you, my second pick is Donovan McNabb.
Okay.
And he had a ton of chances. And I kind of look at them the same. Of you just had an impediment in your way that was more than you could get across. Philadelphia ran up against juggernauts in the NFC Championship game. What did they go to 5 of them?
Yes, I know 4 at least. I know they went 2 in a row because they were. I used to make the joke that they were the Buffalo Bills of the NFC.
They were.
They can't get to the big game.
They were.
They just keep losing in the NFC Championship. Lose to the St. Louis Rams and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
They ran into the greatest show on turf. They ran into one of the best defenses of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was unbelievable the amount of bad luck that there was one team every year that was just built. And Philadelphia was just never better than them. That doesn't change the fact that Donovan McNabb was out of this world. And outside of Terrell Owens, he kind of has a lot of the same By the way, do you see the irony that all 3 of these guys, they all have like a receiver that you can really cling to?
Yep.
There's a reason for that. Because McNabb had T.O., Josh Allen had Stephon Diggs, and Dan Marino had Duper and Clayton. Outside of that, there's a lot of Freddie Mitchells.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of stars there. But that doesn't change the fact. Those to me, 2 and 3 are Josh Allen and Donovan McNabb.
All right, I got to give you props for the Donovan McNabb. I did not think that his name would come off the board this early.
I knew you would take it.
You knew correctly.
I knew you would take it. That's why I said I've got to play you.
Yes. You knew it correctly because he definitely would have been coming off the board soon. If not in this next little round here. Okay. Josh Allen, Donovan McNabb. Great choices there. I got to go with the quarterbacks that got there a bunch and just never won it.
Let me guess. Jim Kelly and Fran Tarkenton.
Damn right.
I've set you up for that because I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't have taken him on the next go around either.
Really?
Jim Kelly played on an elite team. Jim Kelly was a very good quarterback. I never at any point thought he was elite.
Okay.
And Fran Tarkenton played when they had like leather helmets. So
he didn't play that late. He played in the 60s and 70s, and he was a different cat. I mean, he was the first big slinger, a little ahead of his time in the 60s and the 70s.
His first really mobile quarterback.
But he went 3. He went to 3 Super Bowls, never won a single one. Jim Kelly went to 4. And we all know about the 4 falls of Buffalo.
Ugh. And now we've had 4 more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So the all-time Super Bowl losers have to be on the list for me.
I'm glad you did that because it meant that I did not have to, which I'm a big fan of. Because now I will go – I know one of them. The other, I got another one that I don't think I have to take right now. I'll go Phillip Rivers and Lamar Jackson.
Oh, okay.
Phillip was in just a god-awful era. I mean, he was drafted in the same class as, 4? Because Ben won 2 and Eli won 2, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's 4 Super Bowls right there. You also played the era of Tom Brady, so you had to deal with 7 out of him.
And Peyton Manning.
Peyton came in before him. That's why I did him last. Phillip Rivers was a phenomenal quarterback. On phenomenal teams. Had one of the best running backs of all time. Had one of the best tight ends of all time. Just never had all of the pieces.
Nope, never could put it all together.
And I feel like Lamar is in kind of the same boat. Lamar's had really good defenses. This year he had a really good running attack. He's had a really good tight end. He's had really good ancillary pieces. He had really good offensive lines. He's never had all of them at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you, look, I had like a cathartic moment about Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson of you're just in – this is the same buzzsaw all over again. It's what we saw out of Phillip Rivers. It's what we saw out of Peyton Manning. It took Peyton a minute to get his. Then he got another one in Denver, but he only got one in Indianapolis. You think about all that talent, they were only able to beat Tom Brady one time in the biggest game of them all. I'm feeling very good about where I'm sitting right now. And there's one name you can say that might elicit me saying obscenities on the air because I don't think you're going to do it, but I'll be very angry if you do.
Did they wear blue?
Maybe.
Did the quarterback you're thinking of wear blue?
Possibly.
Because both of the quarterbacks that I'm getting ready to take wore blue. One is Warren Moon, and the other is Steve McNair.
No!
Yes.
No!
Yes.
Steve McNair is the one I wanted.
I pulled so hard for the Tennessee Titans to win that Super Bowl against the St. Louis Rams back in 2000. I don't know that I had ever been invested in another Super Bowl, right, that my team wasn't involved in or that I had some sort of a real rooting interest. Steve McNair was just one of the most electric players, in my opinion, because he had a howitzer for an arm.
And he was mobile, and he was big.
And he was so tough. Like, just watching him run very fullback-like was a pleasure each and every time he was on the field. And Warren was just so smooth. And he was a CFL champion that came into the NFL and, well, just never had the team. Right? He had some decent teams. He had some good teams in Minnesota, had some good teams in Houston. Just never could make that plunge into a Super Bowl.
I really thought I was leaving you one you were going to take that was going to let Steve McNair fall to me.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me very sad. I want to take Joe Burrow, but he's younger than the other two. And I'm just not quite ready to do that yet.
Okay.
So I'll go Dan Fouts,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm going to kind of go off the board and say Randall Cunningham.
That is a little off the board.
I loved Randall Cunningham.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved him. And had one of the most heartbreaking losses with that Minnesota team that was just absolutely ridiculous. I think Randall Cunningham is probably the most underrated player in NFL history. I've always thought that. And I don't really know why that is because he was successful with Minnesota and with Philadelphia, but he never gets mentioned in this. Ever.
Yeah, I just don't feel like he was a top 10 all-time great.
Well, there's several guys here that
never
are
looked
not.
at him like that.
There are several guys here that are not top 10 all-time greats. Jim Kelly's not a top 10 quarterback all-time for anybody. At least I've never seen him up there. The reason that we talk about him is because he kept getting there. What people don't remember is that the AFC was terrible. Terrible. The NFC was as bad as the AFC was as bad as the NFC is now. People forget that. Yes, Buffalo was good. You also had just dog water soup up and down the AFC.
Okay. Final selection here. You know, I think I want to go with Ken Anderson.
That's a good
one. Ken Anderson is a name that does not get said enough in these discussions, much like Randall Cunningham. Right, he played for the Cincinnati Bengals, and they're easy to overlook. I mean, the dude was, say that, I mean, he was the MVP in this league, got the Cincinnati Bengals to a Super Bowl, but couldn't get the job done. And I think, I mean, hell, you take the Cincinnati Bengals to a Super Bowl, that puts you right there in that all-time great discussion.
Oh, for sure. Ken Anderson was, I almost took Ken Anderson.
Yeah, Joe Burrow, you said you were tempted to take him.
I was.
He would be like the free agent, like the extra free agent after this.
I'll give you Joe Burrow if you want to take him.
He is awesome. I just don't know that. I don't know. It hasn't been long enough.
That's where I'm at.
Right, it hasn't been long enough, and he's had so many injuries that makes me think. I mean, if this is just status quo for the rest of his career, it's going to be sad because he is one of the most talented quarterbacks I've ever seen. But I can't put him in this discussion just yet.
All right, so if he was your undrafted free agent, I'll take Andrew Luck.
Okay.
I hated not being able to get him in. I just couldn't take him over Randall Cunningham because he didn't play long enough. And he had one of the most god-awful offensive lines you've ever seen. But, I mean, look, he was the one that replaced Peyton, and I mean, that team was pretty talented. Mm-hmm. And then you just add in the fact of, good Lord, everything. The line was so bad. And they just did nothing to support him to the point of he was run out of the league in just a handful of years.
Right. All right, Super Bowl or quarterbacks, best quarterbacks never to win a Super Bowl. I got Dan Marino, the all-time sad case. You got the modern era sad case with Josh Allen at the top. Donovan McNabb, Fran Tarkenton, Jim Kelly, Phillip Rivers, Warren Moon, Lamar Jackson, Steve McNair, Dan Fouts, Ken Anderson, Randall Cunningham, Joe Burrow, and Andrew Luck. Those are the 14 greatest quarterbacks never to win a Super Bowl. Good list? Disagree? Hit us up in the YouTube comments. We'll be back right here on ESPN Asheville.
We figured out
And we're clear.
We got a super chat when we come back.
The Orange Peel presents two.
Roger that.
Comedian and podcast.
See if I can open this door. It's hot.
It's now online at theorangepeel.net. All net proceeds will benefit WNC Region Hurricane Helene recovery.
when I reminisce on my life, the memories that come to mind, a lot of them are like snorting rails of ketamine and playing God of War.
Don't miss comedian and podcaster Duncan Trussell live March 29th. See you at the PO.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Keith is a be in the room with real people kind of learner. So he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto.
Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know to check that your seats aren't in the visitor section first, before buying tickets.
I'm so excited for this game. I can't believe you got us tickets.
Me too. Wait, are we on the wrong side?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
This is going to be a long game.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Using a Clorox disinfecting wipe on your coffee table this cold and flu season feels like It feels like being bold enough to laugh your weird laugh in front of everyone.
That was a good one.
You are not.
Clean feels confident. Clean feels good. Use as directed on hard, non-porous surfaces.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, we found out a lot of things about our community. We saw neighbors helping neighbors, and we learned in desperate times one of the best things to have around is a redneck with a chainsaw.
Not just a chainsaw, boy, just country boys in general. When you live in these mountains, you figure it out. Like, you make stuff happen.
After answering the calls for help that they heard on the radio, the Chainsaw Brothers are still here, making it happen the right way. Fair, insured, and local. Need tree help? Call the Chainsaw Brothers. 316-1013. 316-1013.
Welcome to the Ingalls Table, a delicious destination with recipes galore. Need to whip up a dessert, entree, side dish? No problem. The experts from the Ingalls Table take you through it step by step with expert tips and advice along the way. Find the Ingalls Table at ingalls-markets.com or swing by the store and pick up your free copy of the Ingalls Table magazine. And let's get cooking. Ingalls, low prices, love the savings.
The Sportsocracy.
Why are you smiling? Because I love football.
We are the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, and it is an Overreaction Monday. Jeremy's not getting excited about it, but everybody's jumping off the bridge today, theoretically speaking.
Oh, we're not. I mean, we're not. We're just, it's. I'm good. I'm good. I don't really feel the need to talk about this. Hey, you know what? Good thing I don't have to, because I'm not going to be here for the rest of the week.
That is true. That is true.
I have 146 prospects to talk about for the next week.
He's turning up the heat on Senior Bowl time. Senior Bowl gets underway. Practices and such get underway tomorrow down in Mobile, Alabama.
I am only 563 miles from my ultimate destination, and those practices start in 18 hours, and I will be there.
Yes. It's got a lot of ground to cover until then. Throughout the week, we will have updates from Flostradamus from the Senior Bowl in Mobile for the rest of the week. We will also have Chris Womack, the sports director over at News 13. He'll be filling in for Jeremy tomorrow and Wednesday. Plans still in flux for Thursday, but we'll enjoy our time as we always do with Chris. We'll get his thoughts on all things NFL, and he's an Alabama guy, so I'm sure he'll have some nice tales about Senior Bowl coverage to be able to impart with us as well.
Hey, you could get Josh Michael to come in and wax poetic about the Eagles for 3 hours.
Oh, I don't know that we need to do that. I mean, I'm happy for
Actually, you could give 1 hour to Josh and 1 hour to his brother, and you got the whole show figured out.
Yeah, I don't know that I want to do that.
I'll take the third with Senior Bowl recap stuff. Boom, day. You don't even have to talk.
Just let them wax poetic about the Philadelphia Eagles. I've already been given a list of players that we need to seek autographs from when we go down to the Super Bowl festivities.
That will be on you, because I don't do autographs, bro.
Of course, they're all the ones that are easiest to get. He was like, I don't ask for much. I just want
Jalen Hurts.
I just want a Saquon and a AJ Brown, and they're like, oh, okay, so yeah, no problem.
After my rant on AJ Brown, he might punch me in the face. So.
want to see if I can dare Jeremy to go ask Nick Sirianni for his autograph. Big Dom standing behind him. That's gonna go.
I only have one question for Nick Sirianni. Nick, I have found some striking similarities between you and a feminine hygiene product. Your thoughts?
Oh,
little Dr. Douchy. No big deal. We have a super chat in the YouTube comments.
All right.
Here comes the money. Here we go. Money talk. Here comes the money.
From Soaring Eagle, he said, I don't know if I missed this or not, but Godspeed, Cowboys. Godspeed. You didn't miss that. And I'm glad you mentioned it because we haven't talked about it on the show because it happened Friday after we were off the air.
Yeah, the new head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Brian Schottenheimer.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Seriously. Old Marty's boy.
Mm-hmm.
Just let me ask you a theoretical question. Is there another team in the NFL that would have even interviewed him?
No, there's not.
Is there another team in the NFL that would have interviewed him for their offensive coordinator job if he had been let go by the Cowboys? Because I don't think there would have been.
Maybe the Jaguars.
Probably New Orleans when Mike McCarthy takes that job. Like, hey, he can come down here and be my quarterback's coach.
Yeah.
We know each other. He knows how I like my coffee.
Mm-hmm. I was dumbfounded when I saw it. I mean, I know that the rumors had been out there, but I think I was like every other Cowboys fan that was thinking, there's no way that this is going to happen. Right? This is a nightmare. This is another, why did you do this? I would have rather you have hired Deion Sanders. At least that would be interesting. Congratulations, you hired Jason Garrett Jr.
So I'm looking at a list of coaching hires. I don't really evaluate coaching hires inside of 3 years. By the third year, I mean, you look at Robert Saleh, yeah, by this time we're there. But so from 2021 backwards, I cannot find a hire that I think is more just absolutely insanely crazy, more so than Brian Schottenheimer. I mean, I've got a handful. Mark Trestman would be up there. Mm-hmm. Rob Chudzinski, I don't know if you remember him or not. He was with the Browns for a year.
Yep.
I can't find many more. Lane Kiffin was a little weird because he was an offensive and when I say a little weird, it was a lot weird because he was offensive coordinator in college football and became a head coach in the NFL. There's not many more. Maybe Bobby Petrino, but he had a track record. Brian Schottenheimer is the definition of just a guy. And look, he was the offensive coordinator of my team. That is a bad word in my parents' house. If you say Brian Schottenheimer's name, you might as well have said the F word because they are looked at the exact same way.
Right.
David Culley was another one I had on my list. And I kind of look at this the same way. There's no team in the NFL that would have hired you. There is a great chance you're fired in 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, look, Jerry's super loyal. I get it. There's a possibility that this doesn't just go bad. This goes horribly badly.
Great talent can sometimes make up for bad coaching. We've learned that this year with the Philadelphia Eagles. What's the benefit for the Dallas Cowboys here? What's the best case scenario with Brian Schottenheimer? Is it that Dak Prescott is going to come back fully healthy and CD's going to be fine and you're just going to ride that along with Ashton Gianti, who you are going to take in the first round of the draft? Somehow, some way you think that's going to win you enough games to turn the heat down on this pressure cooker that is the Cowboys fan base? You're kidding yourself. Jerry Jones is lying to himself once again.
I am dumbfounded by the Dallas Cowboys once again. And the sad thing, and Tank, you can vouch for this, I told you this was coming 3 days before it happened.
Yeah.
Because this was the only name that was coming out of Dallas. Deion never got in the building. Jason Witten never even contacted. And I just kept looking at, okay, I've got a pretty good beat on Saleh because I know people that know him, and I'm not hearing squat about the Dallas Cowboys. I can't for the life of me wrap my brain around how you get to here. How do you look around the NFL and go, that's the best guy to lead my football team? Unless one of your caveats has to be, and I like him. Or he's worked here before. I mean, but even then, Kellen Moore, who I don't love, but I would have liked better than this.
Absolutely. The first thing that I thought of was, wait a minute, I would have waited. I could have waited a couple of weeks.
Oh, for sure. You could have waited until everybody was in Cabo. Just, all right, well, boys, we're hiring Shotty, our new head coach. We're not going to announce it. We're going to wait on everybody to be on vacation because this is going to go over like a fart in church.
No, I mean, I would have waited for Kellen Moore.
Kellen didn't really get the traction, and I'm not totally positive of why that is. It just feels like Brian Schottenheimer said something to Jerry Jones, and I don't have a report on this. This is just, I'm kind of spitballing. Something happened over the course of this search because he did talk to Deion Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Schottenheimer said something in an interview that it tickled Jerry Jones' fancy. And this is not the first time we've seen that. It's not the first time that, and you know what, the common thread, none of them have ever worked.
No.
None of them have ever worked. Brian Schottenheimer has bounced around the NFL like a bouncy ball.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a reason, because he's not very good.
But there is one thing that he can be. And that's everything that Jerry Jones wants him to do, he'll do.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, he's going to, yes, sir, Mr. Jones.
Absolutely.
Whatever you want.
That was the big criticism for years with Jason Garrett, right? That he kept Jason Garrett around because he's loyal and Jason Garrett is the yes man.
As a guy
that control him. There's nothing that you go to. What was the one thing that kept coming up in the the discussions about the possibility of Deion Sanders taking this job was that he was the one person that Jerry Jones may not be able to control because he's a bigger personality than Jerry, and he would be able to handle Jerry, basically. Jerry doesn't work that way. He didn't take those guys.
As a guy that watched a Brian Schottenheimer-led offense, and when I say Brian Schottenheimer-led offense, I mean he had full control. This was with Rex Ryan. He was the one that ran the offense. There was no Mike McCarthy, no sounding board. Your staff, your guys. You will long for the days of Jason Garrett, and it ain't going to take long.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to take long at all. We have a super chat before we go into the commercial break. I always love
Here we go. Money talk. Here comes the money.
it's from Caleb Daniels. I can tell he's a draft guy because he always asks me very deep divey things. Can you give your thoughts on Jake Locker's NFL tenure? Him and Nate Washington had a real connection on the field. Jake Locker is a guy that I'm not going to lie to you was really early in my NFL draft nerddom, and I fell hook, line, and sinker for him because he was built like Josh Allen, had an absolute howitzer. There's this one thing that he didn't have, an ability to play football. He did not have that. He was, if you built a quarterback prospect out of granite, Jake Locker might be it because he was big and athletic and he could move, had the big deep ball arm. I remember his pro day was it's like something out of a science fiction novel. I mean, he's throwing like 70-yard darts, just receivers catching it in stride. The only problem, no defense, because whatever you showed him is what he thought you were doing. He never understood the concept of, they could be lying to me. He was very naive in that way of, they got two safeties over the top. There's no way that safety's going to come knock my brain through my keister hole here just about. Oh, he did. He lied to me. So unfortunate.
Oh, look at that. He did. That's probably the best recap of a sack I've ever heard.
Jake Locker was.
There's my brain.
That was back in my younger draft nerd days, and I really fell for height, weight, speed, arm strength, mobile guys that you would want to play with on Madden. Mm-hmm. I was much more susceptible to that. Now, I am super skeptical of that. Because those guys typically don't gain an ability to read a defense, and it catches up to them when they get to the NFL.
Jake Locker or Will Levis? Who's better?
You know that meme that I posted that had two cards, and one said Brian Schottenheimer and the other said Mike Mularkey? Or Mike McCarthy?
Yeah.
And it was Pam from The Office and said, there's no difference between these two.
There you go.
See previous question.
I just wanted to hear you say it. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. When we come back, it'll be time for the most important message of the day.
This is your extra
clear
weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Towel out here moderating the chat, doing the Lord's work.
We'll continue to push in, and we'll be around.
What happened?
As we look ahead toward the
there was some
forecast.
Chiefs page.
Showers from earlier done as we get into the afternoon. Mainly cloudy. Maybe
they
some
came
sunshine
in
as
spouting
that
Kansas City.
45 tonight, clearing down to
Kansas
about 28.
No.
Time with a gusty breeze, and we'll shoot up close to 50. It's about normal. And then even milder Wednesday, sunny near 60. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by eBay. We all got a thing. Yes, even you. If you love fashion, car parts, trading cards, whatever you're into, it's on eBay. So go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love.
When the wildfires struck Los Angeles,
severe fire weather conditions.
First responders from near and far came to the rescue.
All fire departments and all law enforcement will be prepared.
Now the music community has joined together to help at Fire Aid, a historic fundraising concert for the recovery of Los Angeles. Thursday night, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific. Live on the free iHeartRadio app's Hit Nation station.
And give what you can now at fireaidla.org.
It starts as a new.
What's your crime story, or where's it from?
That awful joint pain impacts everything in your life. Walking, climbing
London.
Mine's from Florida.
Hurts. There's always joint pain in your knees, hips, shoulder, and back. But here's the good news. QC Kinetics groundbreaking treatments for arthritis pain. Long-term relief is now possible at QC Kinetics. Their regenerative treatments are sweeping the nation. Make the call today. Talk to the local medical professionals. These new orthobiologic cellular therapies, including PRP treatments, can revitalize your joints without going under the knife. QC Kinetics treatments prompt your body to heal and restore those damaged joints. See if you're a candidate for these life-changing regenerative treatments. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517 in Asheville and Greenville.
Are you displaced from your primary residence following Tropical Storm Helene? You may be eligible for moving and storage assistance for essential property. For more information, call 800-621-FEMA. That's 800-621-3362.
It's time to discover the convenience and time savings of contact-free pickup with Ingles Curbside. Just visit shop.ingles-markets.com or download the app. And your Ingles personal shopper gets to work with specialized training on how to select the freshest items for a pre-scheduled pickup. They'll even text you with updates. You pull up to a designated space and your personal shopper delivers your items right to your vehicle. Fresh, fast, and affordable. It's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Mountain Graphics and Showtime Sports have teamed up under a new local owner to serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Mountain Graphics and Showtime Sports can customize whatever you, your team, or your local group may need with high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Visit mtngraphicsavl.com or showtimesportsavl.com. That's mtngraphicsavl.com or showtimesportsavl.com for your local one-stop custom apparel apparel shop.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our purpose, to improve lives with every interaction. Nominate your Parks Community Hero today at parkscommunityheroes.com. Like Trent and Doug, whose first instinct was to fill their trucks with supplies and drive to the hardest hit areas in those first hours. Like Eric, who hosted the football team to support their neighbors and begin the cleanup efforts. Nominate your Parks Community Hero today at parkscommunityheroes.com. That's parkscommunityheroes.com. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
We are back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, and it's time for the most important message of the day.
Don't do crimes!
And for today's crime story, we're going to take a little trip in the Wayback Machine. Do you remember the name of a guy named Dan Snyder?
Yes. Former Washington Commanders owner?
We all remember Dan Snyder, yes. You know, and Dan has come up with the perfect way to, you know, take the heat off of his wrongdoings. Article came out over the weekend. Dan Snyder is upset. In fact, he, quote, effing hates it that the Washington Commanders are in the situation that they're in right now. As soon as he left the building, right, he sells the team to Josh Harris. And then Josh Harris brings in Dan Quinn. They draft Jaden Daniels. And now they were just in the NFC Championship game this past weekend. First year of Jaden Daniels' career. Everything is going better than it ever did under Dan Snyder's watch since he bought that team in, 1999. The article went on to talk about what he's been doing since he was, sold the team and ostracized himself, basically.
Did it mention the pub in Canada where he got...
where he got tackled on the sidewalk outside?
Where he got his huevos rancheros stuck to the sidewalk?
It did not.
In that story, I read that and I saw Daniel Snyder for some reason. That was the very guy that I saw having that happen to.
All of the things still up in the air as far as that whole investigation that's going on into the deceptive business practices that went in front of the House Oversight Committee and all that. No, that stuff has still not been adjudicated. They're still being investigated, and charges could be coming at some point. The story that he has been living abroad in London, and then it went in to tell the night that the deal went down that Daniel Snyder was refusing to sell the team. I mean, up until the last minutes, to where the league was telling Josh Harris's people, look, as soon as he shares that bank information, you put that through. When he sends you the bank code, you put it in, because he will back out of this deal if you don't. It's not surprising to me. It's just baffling to me to hear that we had gone down all this road and talked about it for so long, and in the very last minutes, here's Dan Snyder trying to pull Dan Snyder things. Well, you think I could apologize some more and they'll let me keep the team? No. Everybody in this league hates you. Sell the team now.
You are a just raging Brian Schottenheimer.
So weird. Surprise you at all, though?
No.
That Dan Snyder was keeping the bank account information away from Josh Harris?
Nope.
To delay the deal?
Doesn't surprise me in the least.
Good.
This story I'm getting ready to tell does surprise me, and it is my second story in a week from Brevard County in Florida.
Okay.
Officers found a heavily intoxicated child on the front lawn of a residence suffering from a medical emergency. They, as they were tending to the child on the front lawn, noticed that the outside lights of the house turned off. They also got what is being described as a swatting call. I don't know if you know what that is.
Yes.
That's basically where people call police, say a crime is happening, and it's to divert attention.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the problem is that the swatting call did lead to a 16-year-old that was driving drunk, also allegedly from this party. Now, this party is one of those that I'm leaving out a very important piece of information. And at the end, I'll see if you can get it right. Dozens of attendees ranging in age from 13 to 17, they were all wearing T-shirts that said white lie for what was described as a white lie party being held by 2 adults. So basically, rager party for kids 13 to 17 with 2 adults hosting it. What piece of information could I be leaving out that would make this worse?
That it was a priest and a nun.
No, it's actually worse than that. Roosevelt Elementary School principal Elizabeth Hill Brodigan and 3rd grade teacher Carly Anderson were the 2 that owned the house.
Okay.
So two instructors, we got 1 administrator, 1 teacher, from an elementary school have a party for 13 to 17-year-old kids. Does that not strike you as that they probably went to their school years ago?
Sure.
Does that not strike you as this probably happened at least 1 or 2 times before?
Quite possibly.
They all had shirts that were coordinated to say the same thing. This is a disgusting story. 13 years old at a party like that? Oh, my Lord, I'd kill you. Oh, I would kill you. Oh,
bringing
you
my
would
13-year-old to a
you
party
better
with alcohol.
Oh, your new wife in prison would not. I broke tank.
Talk for a second.
I broke tank. Oh, just don't do crimes.
Yeah,
that
is brutal. Wow. Okay.
Did I catch you off guard there? I don't feel like that should have caught you as off guard as it did.
It did. It caught me a little off guard. Wow. Elementary school administrators holding an alcohol party for former students. That's a whole nother level.
Yeah, that's 2 women administrators. My wife would kill you.
Yeah.
She'd go, no. I got this one. Let me talk on it.
I'd be more scared of her in that scenario.
As well you should be.
Yikes.
I fought professionally a handful of times. I'm more scared of her than I would be of me. And I'm not even a woman. If I was a woman, I would be 50 times more scared of her than me.
Mm-hmm. Brian Schottenheimer, he is the new head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. It's a given, I guess, now that Mike McCarthy is going to New Orleans.
I don't see any way around it. Joe Brady's already pulled his name out of consideration. I don't really see any other – I don't see another candidate unless they're going to go totally off the board and try to appease Alvin Kamara and go Darren Rizzi. I'm sure you saw his tweet.
No.
Yeah, he said the next head coach of the Saints, I'll give you a hint, his name rhymes with Fizzy.
I'm going to bet it doesn't.
I'm going to bet it doesn't. The Jets interviewed him, though. So I don't know why, but they did.
Well, I mean, they see the potential.
Yeah, they were saying, hey, you and Aaron Glenn worked together in New Orleans. Would you like to come be our new special teams coordinator? You're not going to be our head coach, but
no.
We had to have a reason to bring you in the building. So
the special teams coach that becomes the interim head coach, I don't feel like that's the leap to make.
Unless his name is Rich Bisaccia.
I wouldn't for making that leap either.
I'm never really a big fan of the loyal longtime assistant. See, to me, A's show that they're A's pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Even guys that are assistants for a long time, if you look at the why, like Bill Belichick was an assistant for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's because he had Lawrence Taylor and he was a defensive guy. Jobs didn't pop up back then the way they do now. You didn't fire a guy after a year. Of all the times that's happened in NFL history, now you take out the 60s where it happened 6 times a year. There was a blip there from like 75 to about 2000 where you count on one hand the number of times it happened, and most of them left of their own volition.
Right.
I'm not a fan of that. And if I'm New Orleans, I think Mike McCarthy's probably the best hire you can make. You got to remember that team's still in salary cap hell.
Mm-hmm. And Mike McCarthy is a solid coach. It's the best. He's not great, but he's a solid coach. And he'll win you some games. I mean, immediately be the best coach in that division, won't he?
Well, he's better than Todd Bowles.
I mean, got to be better than Dave Canales. Maybe Dave one day will be that better, but 1 year in, I'm not ready to make that leap.
Well, I think there's also a merit to Mike McCarthy was really successful in a smaller market that doesn't have as rabid of a fan base. I mean, look, Saints fans love their team. I'm not saying that. It's not like the Dallas Cowboys where you don't just have the owner. The owner does a radio show 2 times a week. You have one of the biggest fan bases in the league. It's different. I always thought that was because the Jets loved Mike McCarthy too. And I always thought I don't like him as much in the big market with the very, very big job, the media everywhere. I actually kind of like him in New Orleans. Plus, you'll build out a staff that's way better than what you would get with one of these first-time guys.
Yes. For an organization looking to kind of rebuild itself, it was a solid choice. Just like I look at the Las Vegas Raiders and Pete Carroll. You could not have made a better hire.
Is that your favorite hire of the cycle? Because you've talked about that one a lot.
I believe so. I mean, I obviously love Ben Johnson, but I'm not wild about the situation that he's in.
I also don't love the fact his offensive coordinator is 10 years younger than I am. He hired an OC that's 28 years old. And I get it. He's going to be the play caller, but, I mean, the OC still implementation of the offense.
Mm-hmm.
I love that he hired Dennis Allen. I was dumbfounded when I saw that.
Yeah. Aaron Glenn, it's a nice choice for that defense. Clearly. But your biggest problem was scoring points. So how is that going to work? Not saying it can't happen. Not saying he's not going to find a guy who can run that offense. We've talked a lot about, do you go with a defensive head coach? Do you go with an offensive head coach?
Well, the problem this year, the offensive head coaches were just all flawed.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson wasn't interested in the Jets. The Jets weren't interested in him.
I'm not necessarily
outside of that.
There's a better hire that the Jets could have made. It's just
Aaron Glenn's a solid B+, A-. I think Mike Vrabel's a solid B+, A-.
I would agree.
Pete Carroll, to me, and maybe I'm a little biased because I'm looking at the other options, and I like him so much better than that, and it's a culture thing.
It's an A.
That's the only real A I have. Brian Schottenheimer is a L.
F. An L. I like it.
It's a K-.
The Cowboys just keep on taking them L's.
And I think McCarthy would be a solid B.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I mean, I look at the hires that have been made, and I don't hate any of them except for Brian Schottenheimer.
Mm-hmm.
The Jacksonville Jaguars would be probably next in line, but that's mainly because I don't know what you can expect out of Liam Cohen as a head coach.
That is the weirdest story I've ever seen. I've found out more about that in the last few days that makes it even more confusing.
Like what?
There was a clause in his contract with Tampa Bay that he could not re-interview with Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
So instead, he agreed to that clause. That's fine. I don't want to. It's fine. I'm going to be the offense coordinator.
Yeah.
Then he ghosts them, but he finally talks to Todd Bowles, and he says, "Yeah, before I sign that, I want to circle back to Jacksonville," and said it like a total aside. But said he was at the doctor with his sick kid. He was in Jacksonville when they had the conversation. It's just so bizarre.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, they threw something on the table he wasn't expecting.
Yeah, Trent Baalke's head.
Right, and I'm sure when the Bucs came at him with the contract offer, and they said, "Well, you just have to not talk to Jacksonville. Don't take that second interview." And he went, "Well, they're not firing Trent Baalke, so I'm not going in there anyway." Okay, I'll do that. And then the news broke. No more Trent Baalke.
You know what I would love to see? I would love to see one of those behind the scenes, the New York Giants documentary of the coaching hire for the Jacksonville Jaguars, because I would love for somebody to have forced Shad Conde explain to them, what are you going to do if Liam Cohen doesn't respond? Like if Liam Cohen just signs that deal in Tampa Bay and he doesn't answer your second call, what do you do now? Mm-hmm. I feel like it would have been Robert Saleh. I also feel like he finished third for about 4 jobs in this cycle.
Which means just one more good year with the San Francisco 49ers, and he'll be back as a head coach. No doubt about it. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. Tune in the rest of the week for Jeremy's updates from Mobile, Alabama. Senior Bowl festivities kicking off. Practices start tomorrow. And Jeremy, we're going to be hitting the road here, so be safe, man.
Oh, it's an overnight drive. I like a night drive because there's not so many people in my way living their lives and driving their cars. Tomorrow's going to be a long day, and then I'll be nice and refreshed after probably a very long night's sleep tomorrow night.
Yes, and be sure to join us here in the Sportsocracy tomorrow at noon on ESPN Asheville. Special guest host Chris Womack, sports director of News 13. We'll see you then.
This was not knowing your full financial picture. Now Taxes is getting
and you're clear.
refund all in one place.
Thank you.
Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Hi, welcome to IKEA. How can I help you?
My schedule is crazy. I just want some me time.
We could all use a sanctuary from stress. Why not turn your bedroom into the place to decompress with our selection of comfortable beds, pillows, decor, mood lighting, and so much more? Every time you step in there, it's nothing but me time. I mean, you time.
Sounds like a dream.
Here to make your me time dreams come true. Visit us in-store or at ikea-usa.com/sleep to create a comfy, blissful bedroom today.
I'm at the movies, asking people if they'll switch seats with me for $574.
Here, take mine.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
Too much work.
Not if you call them. They handle the switching.
Now, that's a plot twist.
Shh. Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
iHeartRadio Earth is here with some cool tips for an efficient refrigerator. First, set your fridge between 35 to 38 degrees Fahrenheit to keep food fresh. Second, let leftovers cool on the counter before storing them in the fridge. Lastly, keep the door closed to maintain a cool environment. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. For more smart, sustainable living tips or to take action in your own community, visit iHeartRadio.com/earth.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our purpose, to improve lives with every interaction. Nominate your Parks Community Hero today at parkscommunityheroes.com. Like Daniel, a veteran who accompanied law enforcement and other veterans to perform search and rescue operations. Like Spencer, who helped build a bridge out of debris to rescue 7 families after the road was washed away. Nominate your Parks Community Hero today at parkscommunityheroes.com. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
still thinking milder air will continue to push in and will be around 60 degrees as we look ahead toward the midweek forecast. Showers from earlier done as we get into the afternoon. Mainly cloudy, maybe some sunshine as we get through mid-afternoon. 45. Tonight clearing down to about 28. And tomorrow we'll have sunshine with a gusty breeze and we'll shoot up close to 50. It's about normal. And then even milder Wednesday, sunny near 60. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Bojangles. It's bow time. It's bow time. Bojangles' new chicken rice bowl is bold from the bottom up with a base of dirty rice, Cajun pintos, grilled chicken or supremes, and a sprinkle of cheese. Like it hot? Add a dash of Texas Pete. Head to Bojangles and try the new chicken rice bowl for a limited time. It's bow time.
At Ingles Weather, we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park. It's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
Yeehaw.
All right, we're going to whip out a quick intro to Senior Bowl.
We can do that. Boop doo ba 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 doo. Bum ba-dum 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 ba-dum. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. I want chicken. I want liver. I want meow mix. Please deliver. Rudy toot toot tooty toot toot.
Okay. Do you have a plan of attack on how you want to do this?
Not specifically, but there's nothing you can ask me that I can't. I can't make her happen, Captain. There we go. Okay, Senior Bowl preview. I want chicken. I want liver. I want meow mix. Please deliver. All right.
All right.
All right, you need to scooch over just a bit because you're towards the table.
Towards
yeah,
this
right
way?
there. Right there.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. You just tell me whenever you're ready.
All right.
We'll make her happen, Captain.
All right. Ready to go here. Let's go. Record. All right. 3, 2.
Live from the Ingalls studio,
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
the Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dog see! Let him on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh my God. The Jets killed him.
It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Sportsocracy, heard everywhere you go on the iHeart Radio app, seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click that live video link, subscribe to the channel, join us in the chat here. It is time to, well, set the stage for the Senior Bowl. It's better than the Cotton Bowl, really.
The Cotton Bowl.
There you go. Do the Senior Bowl, though.
The Senior Bowl.
Yeah, see, there you go. You got 120 dudes all trying to vie for their NFL futures this week down in Mobile, Alabama. And, of course, Flostradamus, Jeremy Green at ESPN Draft Nerd, the brainchild of NFLDraft.net. Going to be there live, and so let's get the lay the ground for us here. 30,000-foot view of the Senior Bowl. I mean, you got 120 guys. How do you keep up? Where do you start?
Well, I mean, the easiest part of the Senior Bowl is that you, in large part, have guys that are very much on the roster or on the radar. You know, you're not getting a ton of guys that are way off the beaten path. The question is, every year when I come into this scenario, the question is, what positions are really strong? What positions are less strong? And I am obviously you always start with quarterback. Quarterback this year is a little bit more. There are a couple guys that I'm very interested in. The rest of them are pretty much just fodder. Jalen Milroe, I'm obviously very intrigued by. I want to see what he looks like within the confines of something like the Senior Bowl. You know, how does this look when he has very short amount of time to get acclimated and learn a new coaching staff? Can he work within that confines? And I think he's one of the most intriguing players of the weekend. You know how I feel about Jackson Dart, and so Jackson Dart is obviously a player that I feel the same way about Jalen Milroe. I want to see how he operates in this structure. I want to see how he looks in the one-on-ones. I want to see how he looks in a more structured professional NFL environment. Because, look, I think there's a possibility that Jackson Dart goes in the first round. I've always said that. I still maintain that. I do believe there will be a third quarterback going in round one. I just don't know who it is yet.
And Jackson Dart, best of that class?
I would say your two best opportunities for that third quarterback are either Jalen Milroe or Jackson Dart. Milroe, not necessarily because he should, but because you're gonna see the talent and you're gonna see the skills and the wheels, and I can see a team falling in love with it. Should they? No, but there's a great possibility that somebody will.
So who else is on the roster?
In terms of your quarterbacks, Will Howard dropped out, and look, you're going to see that in this event with the new calendar and the CFP and things like that, you're going to see a lot of guys that drop out because they played 16 games. I have enough on tape. I really don't need to show more. So